Our Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week will feature South Dakota after their first road win of 2025, back on the road, and they have won 4 of the last 5. They will face the UNI football team seeking their first conference win of the Todd Stepsis era inside a building. The Panthers have already tallied 2 victories so far this season. Welcome to our Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week, alongside former NFL wide receiver and UNI Hall of Famer Justin Surrency. I am Brad Wells, and Justin, it feels like a story of consistency with these two teams. For UNI, flashes of improvement, but they've been inconsistent and haven't put together a full game. South Dakota, their rushing attack, that's the definition of consistency.
Exactly. Northern Iowa is in desperate need of being back in their home confines after a road loss a week ago, looking for that first conference win of the season to really kickstart what they've seen here and there in some bright spots. The Panthers definitely going to have their work cut out with them with this offensive line from South Dakota. They lost 4 of their 5 starters last year, Brad. What did they do? Replaced them, and now they're averaging over 200 yards rushing, a running back that is absolutely electric. We'll get to Elijah Phillips Jr. a little bit later, but this offense has been meshing since day one. All 4 new starters this year.
And Phillips becoming the story of the conference for the UNI Panthers. Their defense, Justin, has really improved at South Dakota State. It was just 14-3. Stopped the Jackrabbits on 4 straight drives to start the second half.
Yeah, they had a chance to make that game 10-14. They threw an interception in the end zone in that third quarter. That game could have been a lot tighter and much different had it not gone their way here and there. But the defense, you like to see good things happen with first-year coaches. Last year, just 8 sacks on the season, already with 9, Brad. This defense is cranking it up. That's what they need.
All right, take a look at a pair of first-year head coaches as Todd Stepsis in year number 1 with the UNI Panthers. His 2 victories so far as a Panther here inside the Unidome, coming from Drake after 6 years as the head coach there. And for South Dakota, Travis Johansson in year number 1 for the last 6 years. South Dakota's defensive coordinator in the last 3 as associate head coach. And looking to build on what Bob Nielsen built from 2016 to 2014 as we're underway and bouncing into the end zone for a touchback on our opening kickoff. As the UNI Panthers on offense, Matthew Sheckelman at quarterback to lead this UNI Panther team. 2 interceptions a week ago at South Dakota State. He has a big arm. He's still trying to find his full rhythm.
Yeah, the strength is there to make all the throws. The check marks are there when you look at the boxes of his strength, his poise in the pocket. Just the consistency, the completion percentage, if that can click up, hit with his big play receivers, this could be a big game for Panthers.
Bill Jackson, a first-year Panther, a 5th-year senior out of St. Louis, Missouri, gets the carry. A transfer from Tulsa on first down. And that running game, something the Panthers have tried to get going all season long.
Yeah, Brad, under 4 yards a carry in the run game, near the bottom half in the Missouri Valley. But again, they've got some really large offensive linemen. It's just going to take one thing to kind of break that dam open and let the floodgates go.
Sheckelman, pressure early on, dumps it off to Derek Anderson and tackled immediately by Gabriel Hardman. And we take a look at our impact players as Derek Anderson, Panther tight end, a captain, really the heart and soul of this offense for UNI.
Yeah, Derek Anderson has 2 touchdowns on the season, just 14 catches, but on the ratio, that's a touchdown every 7 catches, Brad. So they need to go to him more. He's finding ways. Then Caden Crawford leads the entire Missouri Valley with tackles for a loss with 7.5. Game record.
And a whistle and a timeout taken by South Dakota on this 3rd down and 9 on UNI's opening drive of the football game. And we will get ready to step aside. Opening drive of our Missouri Valley Football Game of the Week, South Dakota and UNI. taken by South Dakota, and a 3rd and 9 coming up for Matthew Scheckelman. Redshirt junior out of Appleton, Wisconsin. 125 passing yards a week ago against South Dakota State. Dumps it off to J.C. Roquet, who's become a bright spot for UNI in the passing game, but comes up short of the first down. It'll make it 4th down in a punting situation.
Yeah, J.C. Roquet coming in with 16 catches on the season. They really like to use him in the short yardage game. Right there, 3rd and 9, just tough based on the type of routes that he's been successful on to pick up that first down. But maybe they can learn a little bit here and there with what can be open, going to Roquet early, maybe 1st and 2nd down to set up something closer to the first down yards and then get that with the run. But good job by the Coyotes forcing this 3 and out for UNI.
Jack Martins back to receive the punt from Noah Pettinger. High booming, spiraling punt, and a fair catch made at the 21-yard line. And South Dakota being led by Aiden Bauman, the quarterback, a 4th-year starter, preseason All-American, 2,900 plus passing yards a year ago. Number 2 in South Dakota's career passing yards list, but still not quite firing on all cylinders yet this season.
Yeah, you know, this isn't typical to what he had a year ago, but they've been winning in different ways this year through the run. L.J. Phillips Jr., an absolute beast, so they've been using a lot of play action to set that up. Less passing, less responsibility for him.
And a play action to Phillips on 1st down, and throws downfield and connects with Jack Martins. The passing play getting going early here for South Dakota.
Yeah, right on cue, right? We're talking about how successful that play action has been, and it starts up front with the offensive line. I mean, look at L.J. Phillips, close to 1,000 yards already, and that's exactly where all the defense goes on that play action, leaving Martins wide open deep. You know, if that ball's not hanging as long, he may still be running, Brad.
Sometimes those passes early, too, can really help keep that run game opened up. That South Dakota offensive line has done an excellent job, both in the rushing game, creating holes like that for L.J. Phillips Jr., a gain of 12 on 1st down. And they've been pretty solid in the pass protection as well, as we get another look at Phillips.
Yeah, we talked about Phillips. You know, he's going to hit 1,000 today, be the first running back in college football at the FBS or FCS level to get 1,000. He almost picked it up on one play right there. He was just 14 yards away on the season, but he is number 1 in yards and 11 touchdowns on the season already. What a shining light of working hard and waiting for your opportunity.
12 yards on its first carry of the football game. Bauman back to throw, throws over the middle and completes it. A gain of 9 for Tyson Bose.
Now this is exactly what you want if your offensive coordinator Tim Morrison dialing up some of these plays early on, been successful.
All right, impact players for South Dakota offensively. L.J. Phillips Jr., again, just 2 yards shy of 1,000 yards. And defensively for UNI, Owen Ostrowski and Ryan Crandall, a couple guys that have played a lot of football.
Yeah, and it's going to take multiple guys from UNI to try to, contain Phillips. That's why we got 2 out there. Ostrowski leads the Panthers in sacks with 3. Ryan Crandall with 52 tackles. Transfer from Western Illinois, been huge on the defense.
The handoff goes to Carson Fletcher, the freshman running back into the game. Held short of the line of gain, loses a yard to make it 3rd and 2. And a Coyote slow to get up on that offensive line. It's number 58, Wyatt Lawson. And talking about the offensive line for South Dakota, Brock Wolf is I believe is a scratch today, we were told. And so Jacob Arope, redshirt freshman, comes into that right tackle position. And now Wyatt Lawson, the center for South Dakota, is down, and a lot rides on that offensive line.
Yeah, the Coyotes offense working just in such great chemistry, the offensive line. So to see a guy down, you hope that's going to be right back out there soon. They've been doing such a good job working as a team. Really a stretch run team where the offensive line can get out, take a step back, and then sprint, use their athleticism. That's what's been giving Phillips free reign to kind of find a hole wherever he sees, make that cut back, and just hit daylight.
Lawson able to stay in there. And again, we have Fletcher in the backfield for South Dakota. Gets the carry straight ahead. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, but a second effort propels him past that first down marker. Tackled on the inside by Colbin Miller. Redshirt junior linebacker made his first start a week ago at South Dakota State as the Panthers lost Caleb Frazier to injury in the week leading up to the South Dakota State game.
And I think that injured lineman may have been Adrian Hawkins, Brad, 59, says now 55 Brandon Smith is in at that right guard position.
Sophomore at 295 and a dump off. Here's a pass completion to Phillips, and Phillips so dangerous in the open field, takes it inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, this swing pass came in hot and behind Phillips, but it didn't matter. One-handed snag. He doesn't just run the football, but getting catches out of the backfield. Little pirouette there and getting off to the races. One thing you'll see on this Coyote offense with these big runs, that means receivers have to be out there blocking. That is something that Travis Johansson is so proud of his receivers. They are staying engaged and in tune, making big blocks down the field, even though they're not getting in the action on the pass offense all the time.
Bauman looking to throw again, dumps it off to Phillips, and Phillips makes a man miss inside the 15 down to the 10. That's a gain of 11 on another reception for L.J. Phillips, a sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas, out of the same high school as Breece Hall and Demarcus Robinson, a couple NFL running backs.
Yeah, also a famous running back from back in the day from Wichita, Barry Sanders, and L.J. Phillips Jr. doing his best impersonation out there, always making the first guy miss. Now here's where it gets to crunch time here. South Dakota did not do a good job against Indiana State a week ago in the red zone. The Panthers have the #2 red zone defense in the conference.
Handoff to Fletcher, but the play's blown dead. Initial indication movement on South Dakota.
Offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That goes on Jacob Arope, the redshirt freshman out of South Omaha, Nebraska. Getting the start with Brock Wolf out at right tackle.
Yeah, they really like Arope getting his first start here. They have high hopes for him moving forward. Just a redshirt freshman and 300 pounds plus. But here's kind of what's been a snake bite for South Dakota. The penalties, hurting themselves in the red zone.
It's a handoff. Reed Watkins straight ahead and back to the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a yard. Aiden Miller comes crawling out from the bottom of the pile, and Tucker Langenberg in there as well.
Yeah, sometimes games is such a numbers game. No matter where you play the game, at home or away, you look at red zone and to see how teams attack it. The Coyotes were in the red zone 5 times against the Sycamores last week on the road in Terre Haute, and they settled for 4 field goals. So the game was 19-14, but man, that could have been a blowout. Yeah. Now this is where you have to score in the red zone against the Panthers to try to put them away, but the Panthers red zone defense, like we said, one of the tops in the conference.
Another rushing attack, and Watkins goes nowhere. It's gobbled up. There is Ryan Crandall making his presence known. Started his career at Western Illinois, using his final year of eligibility at Northern Iowa.
Unbelievable. Crandall comes in, leading tackler on this Panther defense, and they are just in tune, read it all the way, getting behind the line of scrimmage. That's something the Panthers haven't done great at, is getting behind the line of scrimmage. If Crandall and that defense can get behind the line before L.J. Phillips can really get started, it makes all the difference. And this is a huge third down now. A more predictable run situation for the Coyotes, and it's getting loud down there.
And another timeout is going to be taken by South Dakota head coach Travis Johansson. .6:30 to play here in the first quarter. Alongside Justin Surrency, I am Brad Wells. A 3rd and 17 coming up from the 18-yard line. It can pick up the first down, but in field goal range here. You anticipate maybe a shot to the end zone.
Right. I mean, you start out in such a good situation if you're the Coyotes, and then that false start, and things just unraveled after that. Momentum is such a funny thing in college football because the Coyotes had all of it, and then one little mistake just changed everything. Now 3rd and 17. I mean, and this is not a situation where the Coyotes are just going to settle for a field goal. This is a passing situation, so this ball's going to go in the air. The Panthers defense much better at getting takeaways than a year ago, and you have to look like the pressure's going to dial up, sending some blitzers, sending guys from the outside. Look out for Owen Ostrowski, who has 3 sacks on the year, leads the Panthers defense in that department.
Is set up on the near side in a 3-point stance. Bauman sends Fletcher to his left and resets Dallas Holmes to tight end. Bauman to throw, throws up to the corner of the end zone, and open man Fenner. Does he come down with it? It's a wrestling match for the football, and it's a touchdown for South Dakota.
I feel like it took forever for that ball, Brad, to come down into Fenner's arms. This was one I'm surprised that Aiden Bauman threw it the way he did. He had him wide open there in the front corner, but just kind of lofts it off his back foot casually, and 2 guys kind of let up. They're not sprinting to the football as if they think that this ball maybe is going to go somewhere else. A great job of going up and getting it. Lorenzo Fenner, who is 2nd in the conference with touchdown receptions with 4, just got his 5th, despite that being just his 15th reception of the year.
Extra point is on and good by Will Leyland, and for the first time this season, UNI's defense gives up points on the opening drive of a football game to their opponent. South Dakota's offense backed up after getting down to the 11, punch it in, and strike first here in Cedar Falls.
Insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something. That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah, oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. Go hard.
Lorenzo Fenner this week was ranked 2nd in the Valley with his 4 receiving TDs. He add 1 to his total. on the opening drive for South Dakota.
Yeah, real talented receiver, just a sophomore. And the coaches talked elaborately about the receivers and their ability and willingness to block. And they said if they can just do their job there, we will make them be rewarded with opportunities. And just like that, 16 total catches on the year, 5 touchdowns for Fenner.
His first career touchdown catch was at Iowa State earlier this year, playing pretty well in the state of Iowa. So UNI offensively back out onto the field. Sheckelman was 2 for 2, but just a couple short dump offs in UNI's first possession.
Yeah, and here's where you have to answer, Brad. You have to move the ball, keep your defense off the field, give them some rest after that drive. You can't go 3 and out.
First play, a pitch to Harrison Bay Bowie, right side carry, and falls forward for a gain of 2. Give him 3 out to the 28-yard line. UNI head coach Todd Stepsis has been looking for a response from the offense after a bad drive. How do we respond on that next drive? How do we come back?
Right.
And shake off what happened before.
Yeah, you have to have confidence in your quarterback. He's got the big arm. Instead of waiting late, in this season, the Panthers have been down, taking their shots late. Take some shots deep early.
And off straight ahead, this is Bill Jackson, and Bill Jackson keeps the legs going. Carries a couple defenders as Nate Ewell, a Waterloo, Iowa native, in on the tackle with Chris Dixon.
Yeah, great job. The transfer from Tulsa here, Jackson, keeping those legs going. It's a running back. You always want to keep those knees churning, keep them moving. It's so hard to wrap you up when you have your lower body strength moving like that. A great job picking up that first down.
Sheckelman rolls to his right. He's got room to run, and Sheckelman can use his feet. Ducks out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And back-to-back first downs now for the Panther offense.
Yeah, right there, getting it near midfield. They didn't get the ball deep, but they took a shot, meaning they sent some receivers deep to open the field up, get a look, and what that does, you get those corners and those safeties back deep, and if Sheckelman is able to get to the outside edge, there's nobody around because the routes took their defenders that far.
First down, back to the run game. Harrison Bay Bowie straight ahead, met by Nate Ewell, senior linebacker out of Waterloo, Iowa. In 2024, he was part of the Valley all-newcomer team. Came to South Dakota from Grandview, where he was an NAIA All-American linebacker. Played a couple years there where Travis Johansson has a history as well. Head coach was Grandview defensive coordinator from 2013 to 2018 under Mike Woodley. Won an NAIA national title. It's a pass that's broken up. Good defensive play. As Mikey Munn, a sophomore in that secondary, leads the team in pass breakups. Comes up with some nice technique on this one.
Yeah, Munn does a great job of kind of raking that football coming across the shoulder of the receiver. Munn's been getting better each and every week. A 6'1" corner's got great size, a young sophomore with 3 interceptions, which has been huge. And that just is such a momentum swinger when you can get big pass breakups like that.
Sheckelman looking to throw. Pressure comes. It's picked up. Throw over the middle is dropped. Aiden Price got one hand on it, but could not haul it in. Pressure on the play. Wade Abrams was covering, 49 for South Dakota. And now after a couple of nice first downs to start the drive, 4th and long, and the punt unit comes out near midfield.
Now we're trying to get things back on track and into that win column, especially get your first conference win of the season. Everything is about inches, right? A great job eluding the sack, and that pass just a little bit too far. You wish that Sheckelman could put it right on him, but the Coyotes, that big pass breakup on second down was huge.
Bettinger with a high short punt up for the fair catch. Martins makes it around the 16-yard line. South Dakota will bring their offense back out. 3:50 to go, first quarter. One-score game here in Cedar Falls. 18th season South Dakota has been playing FCS football. In those 18 years, they have 2 1,000-yard rushers, both of them last year, Charles Pierre Jr. and Travis Tice. L.J. Phillips Jr. 2 yards away from making it a threesome.
Yeah, he's having quite the special season, and you see Charles Pierre Jr. there. Well, he's still on the team. He just got hurt for the season earlier in this season, and for L.J. Phillips to step in, just a true next man up mentality. Extremely talented to have quite the running back room that the Coyotes have.
He got 12 yards on his first carry. He may be held to just 1 yard right there. If they give him 2, he'll be right on the nose at 1,000 yards. But just 14 yards shy coming in. You anticipate he will fly past 1,000 yards today. He has had some big games, Justin. He was the Valley Football Offensive Player of the Week and the FCS National Player of the Week. 300 yards rushing against Northern Colorado. Only 5 other times in Valley football history has there been a running back over 300 yards.
Yeah, he's truly special. And a message to everyone out there that thinks you don't have a shot and you feel like you need to transfer, and that's okay, you find your fit. But L.J. Phillips Jr. was sitting at number 3 in the depth chart, Brad, during spring football. Number 3. Guy gets hurt for the season in spring ball, and then you got Pierre gets hurt, and he finds himself the best running back statistically in college football, FBS or FCS.
And that is 7 games in for South Dakota. Keandre Jones-Logan out this spring, and Charles Pierre Jr. injured in week 2. And they did give him 2 yards on that carry previously. Diving forward to now go over 1,000 yards rushing. L.J. Phillips Jr., sophomore out of Northwest High School. Last week at Indiana State, 187 yards, his 4th career 100-yard rushing game. A year ago against UNI, 3 attempts, 42 yards on the ground. He had a 32-yard carry against the Panthers in Vermilion. There's a deep shot taken by Bauman and overthrowing Jack Martins. As on the coverage, Jonathan Cabral-Martin.
Yeah, Cabral-Martin, such a good job in man-to-man coverage out there this season. He's been a force on his own island out there with an interception. He's caused 2 forced fumbles, a big sack against Wyoming a few weeks ago. But great pressure by Tucker Langenberg, the captain linebacker, giving the quarterback just Bauman had not enough time to set his feet at all and had to get that ball off.
Bauman looking to throw and nearly intercepted. It falls incomplete. Jumping the route was Colbin Miller, the linebacker, as Bauman was trying to squeeze it into Martins for a first down.
Yeah, Bauman trying to get his go-to receiver. A lot of targets early to Martins, but what Colbin Miller was able to do was read the eyes of the quarterback, throwing into double coverage right there because they're trying to get that first down. You know how important getting another score on the board would be, but trying to convert that, eyes glued to the receiver, easy for Miller to get that pass breakup.
Tyler Ebel to punt it away, leads the Valley in punting yards average. The Panthers put some pressure on Ebel, and J.C. Roque lets it bounce, and it bounces at the 26 and goes straight to the sideline. So with 1:38 to play here in the opening quarter, UNI Panthers offensively out for another drive. Matthew Scheckelman worked a couple first downs in the last drive before it stalled out.
Yeah, big opportunity here for the offense now. You had some things working. You were able to get to midfield, and then things stalled out. But kind of work on that momentum and get one all the way this time.
Carry straight ahead for Bill Jackson. A gain of 2 to the 28-yard line.
They have some opportunities. Scheckelman's ability to kind of get outside of the pocket seems to have been working early. You think that maybe UNI and offensive coordinator with Todd Stepsis in step with Nate Thompson, the offensive coordinator, to get Sheckelman maybe out of the pocket, freed up, so we could have run or pass options.
And he's looking to pass here on second down, and a lot of contact from Roman Tillman. No penalty flag comes out, as it was a lot of contact early as Sheckelman looking downfield on this one.
Yeah, the good corners and defensive secondaries always real crafty with their methods, right? Tillman a little bit maybe on that back shoulder, but not enough to where you're grabbing cloth and pulling that jersey. That's what officials can usually, if you can see something like that, it's very visual. Tillman, good job with that pass breakup and being quick with a little tap on the back shoulder to pull himself over.
Jackson empties the backfield and then gets dumped off to at the 30-yard line, out to the 34. He's going to be 3 yards short of the first down. Good pursuit. Ashton Payne coming up, one of the first Coyotes there, and Matt Walsh, a senior who's started as a walk-on, is just so important now to the South Dakota team. Walsh out of Evergreen Park, Illinois, and UNI's punt team back on the field.
That's a great job of the Coyotes, knowing down and distance, giving up the routes that are underneath and nowhere close to that first down marker, forcing Sheckelman to really make that check down. It's up to those receivers on the edge. You have to get open and get separation.
Pettinger, a very low kick and a fair catch made by Jack Martins at the 28-yard line. So 14 seconds to go, first quarter. A 3-and-out by UNI offensively, and the Coyotes back onto the field. LJ Phillips is going to sit this first play out.
Panthers were able to get some pressure on Bauman there in that last drive, which forced some quick throws and incompletions. Look for maybe some success with bringing extra rushers and hoping that those corners can hold their own in man-to-man.
Handoff. Fletcher up the right side, picks up 6. Tackle made by Jamarian Augustus. As South Dakota is going to stay committed to that running game as we have come to the end of the first quarter. South Dakota is on the road, leads it 7-0. As some shots of the Coyotes offense getting it going, struck early and has the ball to start the second. is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Through 15 minutes of game action, South Dakota with Lorenzo Fenner touchdown and a 7-0 lead as both teams were out on the field. And now our referee for the football game, Gregory Gompf, is on a headset right now.
After review, replays determined personal foul, targeting, defense number 16. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. Automatic first down. Number 16 has been disqualified from the contest.
So targeting called on Jamarian Augustus, redshirt junior defensive lineman out of Montgomery, Alabama, in year one with the Panthers. He was at North Alabama before last season at Highland Community College. So his afternoon is done and he is frustrated, and an extra 15 yards puts South Dakota right at midfield. LJ Phillips now on the loose out to the right side of the 46-yard line. Picks up 4 yards on first down. Good pursuit from Colvin Miller.
Yeah, giving some decent field position, even better to a team that just loves to capitalize on mistakes. Right there, Phillips nearly, able to break one, but good job of Miller by getting him by the legs. This is a Coyote offense that definitely doesn't need any help getting across up and down the field, but now it's up to the defense here to buckle down, maybe get some pressures, get into that backfield like we saw on the last couple of drives for the Coyotes.
Bauman straight back to throw. Pressure comes and down he goes. Jalen Pettis with a quarterback sack coming off the left edge.
Jalen Pettis has been getting stronger and stronger, kind of playing himself into shape this season, taking a year off after transferring in to Northern Iowa. You can see the big-bodied defensive lineman getting behind for a big sack.
And South Dakota has allowed just 8 sacks this season. That offensive line has been pretty good. Panthers come up creating a negative play for them in a critical situation now. 3rd and long.
That's exactly what they needed to create some havoc in the backfield through the sacks.
Bauman dumps it off, looking for a wide receiver screen right side, and he overthrows Fenner as it falls incomplete.
It's so huge right there. Early in the downs, Jalen Pettis able to get into the backfield, really puts a running team behind the 8 ball, even though, we know what Aiden Bauman can do, but this year they've been really established in the run and doing well at that, so the consistency throwing the ball isn't there yet for Bauman in that offense passing-wise, so now you just throw a wrench into their plans. He's rushed, he's feeling antsy in the pocket, and delivers an overthrow on 3rd down.
The punt from Tyler Ebel is tracked down at the 11-yard line, and a penalty flag comes out. J.C. Roque was the deep man. Jonathan Cabral Martin was tracking one of the South Dakota spear defenders. So initially it's spotted here at the 12.
Kick. Illegal block in the back. Return team, number 0. Now penalty enforced half the distance from the end of the kick. First down, Northern Iowa.
So that backs the UNI up. They said on number 0, I don't believe it was J.C. Roque. I believe Roque was the deep man, and Jonathan Cabral Martin, number 8. His jersey may have been bunched up and looked like number 0. There you see the right-hand side of your screen. That
real
it's
easy
not 2
call.
number 0s. It's
right.
Cabral Martin.
Yeah, real easy call there for their officials. The right call. Now you're backed up in the shadow of your own goalpost.
Shekelman keeps it, runs straight ahead, and gets all the way out to the 15-yard line. A 9-yard carry before he gets popped. and drop to the turf.
Yeah, I know as offensive play caller Nate Thompson, he doesn't like it when Sheckelman really uses his legs. They hope to not do it, but I just feel like with the offense not gelling, when he has taken off, that's when the offense has seen some productivity and really been unpredictable. Maybe dialing in some of those plays a little more until other things start hitting.
Play action pass. Sheckelman steps up. He has to scramble again and picks up 5 for a UNI first down. Coming up to make the hit, Nate Ewell.
Yeah, I mean, you get the first down there both times. I mean, you know, you have the option on that first one. This one definitely a designed pass, but he uses his legs, and you're moving the ball down the field. It can only open up more possibilities. You don't plan to do it all game long, but doing it early, maybe dialing in some designated runs for Sheckelman, can be what this offense needs to get that spark.
It's a handoff. And running left side, Harrison Bay Bowie just a yard. Tough in the trenches. Chris Dixon, the defensive lineman, at 6'2", 310 out of Toronto, Ontario. Comes up with the stop.
Yeah, early in the downs for Northern Iowa is going to be huge in this game. If they get put in the 3rd and long, identifiable pass situations, South Dakota is just going to eat them up. This is a real important down for Northern Iowa to get, you know, that 5 or 6 yard range. Don't necessarily need to get the first down, but get close enough to where you're unpredictable on 3rd down.
Jackson with a carry. UNI keeps it between the tackles. Not a lot there, but it makes it 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, and here's where if you're the defense here for South Dakota, you can really dial up some pressure. You're not really threatened based on the field position. You know, that hold on the punt was huge because Northern Iowa picked up a first down, but they're only at the 25-yard line. You can really bring a blitz and get hit, maybe caught being aggressive and not give up that big of a play. So look for, you know, the defense to maybe bring some pressure here against Sheckelman.
See what UNI offensive coordinator Nate Thompson dials up on 3rd and 5. Sheckelman throws into traffic, and a catch was made. How about that reception by Tyson Kershaw, the 5th-year senior, initially committed to South Dakota back in December 2019. Switch to UNI.
Yeah, so a big catch there. They've seen some big catches for Kershaw. He's been a real blessing this season, along with Aiden Price, you know, for their big explosive plays. That one right there, just enough. Great route, run it to where even if you have to go down for it, that catch is an instant first down. A great job running that route to where he needed to be.
Sheckelman back to throw, dumps it out into the flats. Jackson in space, wide open, had some running room, picks up 12 on first down. Run out of bounds by R.J. Stewart.
Great job by Matthew Sheckelman, reading and recognizing the defense, knowing that Bill Jackson was going to have some free reign here right at the snap. You can see Sheckelman whip his head around, finding Jackson out of the backfield and getting that first down. Now, on the second time that the Panthers have been around midfield. Last time was a couple of drives ago. The Coyotes brought some big pressure and backed them up and led to a punt. See if the Panthers can answer.
Sheckelman, this looks like a designed run, makes a defender miss, and now gets pushed close to a first down, nearly 10 yards on the carry for Sheckelman.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, plays breaking down throughout the season lead to actual plays being called. I think that's what we're seeing now are some designed runs because they see that Sheckelman is able to be mobile and get some yardage on his own, and it's things that you just can't account for as a defense. You're trying to play for that big arm, and then you get a quarterback that's scrambling, and you become unpredictable, and it's led to some success here on this drive.
Nate Hardman missed his tackle as well. The leading tackler for South Dakota, number 3, Gabriel Hardman. Here's a throw into the flats. J.C. Roquet with a catch, stays on his feet, dives forward for an extra couple of yards. And a gain of 6 on first down.
Yeah, the Panthers trying to pepper some short mid-range plays underneath the defense to try to draw these safeties in, draw them in, and then they like to go with Tyson Kershaw or Aiden Price on a post. So watch when they feel like they get those safeties kind of charging up after Sheckelman gets into his drop back. That's when Nate Thompson can dial up something big down the seam.
Approaching the 8-minute mark here in the second quarter. Sheckelman, a carry for another first down as UNI's offense getting moving here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and it makes a difference when Sheckelman is accurate with his passes, completing passes. Those linebackers have to stay back and really focus on getting back in their drops. Now, if he's going to start running the football, South Dakota's going to have to make a choice. Do you design to put a guy on Sheckelman, and then that leaves a tight end or a slot receiver to be able to fill that gap and void? But they're going to have to choose stop Sheckelman from running or stop the pass.
Sheckelman back to throw. He's throwing deep, looking for Price. Early contact. No penalty flag comes out. It's incomplete. Head coach Todd Stepsis is down at the 20-yard line. He is livid as Aiden Price got whacked a step before the plays. They show the replay on the big screen.
Yeah, Roman Tillman plays aggressive, and sometimes coaches say the aggressor is sometimes rewarded. What he does do well, I will say, obviously the replay looks like it came early. What he does do well is Tillman is looking at the football. Message to defenders, if you're looking at the football, you'll get a benefit of the doubt a lot of times.
There's Jackson straight ahead. Nice vision and wiggle out to the 25-yard line, a yard short. Now a penalty flag comes out as there's a lot of chirping happening. Teammates grab Bill Jackson pulling back, and
yeah, and that's just what
Juan
you can't
Lewis.
do. DeJuan Lewis, obviously they always catch the second guy, right? Slight bump by DeJuan Lewis, and he gets Bill Jackson to react. Heated play.
Personal foul, late hit, defense number 81. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Down counts. It'll be third.
And it all stems from that no call that the Panthers felt that they should have gotten, but this is not how you react to something like that. Good teams feed off of that. That's what the Coyotes are doing, right? They're getting feisty. They recognize the Panthers are very upset. So you give a guy a little push, then the reaction, the tension building pops, and you get Bill Jackson on a big penalty. The Panthers with a lot of momentum, and now you're back near midfield again.
Instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 16 from the 40-yard line. The target's the 24. Dump off to Harrison Bay Bowie, and he loses a couple of yards. Great coverage on the play. Jaden Brown, just a freshman out of Orlando, Florida, comes up with the early stick.
Yeah, big stick on Bay Bowie there. A dump truck of a player to try to tackle. But this was such a momentum swing. The Panthers looking like they were going to head in to score, and then complete 180, 360. And you've got to force a punt, and the Coyotes run off the field celebrating when you thought that maybe this drive would end with the Coyotes licking their wounds.
So Pettinger back to punt it away for Northern Iowa. Jack Martins is the deep man. A high punt, and now contact with Martins at the 5-yard line. That will be a penalty on UNI. And it looks like that's number 7. That would be Alonzo Morgan, who has started to make his way back from injury onto the field for UNI. And Morgan, an upperclassman, a veteran player, played defensive back a lot last season.
Yeah, and he's limping after that play as well. So, I mean, it could be another man down possibly.
Kicking team, number 7. That ball being forced from the spot of the foul. First down, South Dakota from the 22-yard line. Timeout on the field. Immediate.
Real obvious call to make there by the referees. They've been all over it all game long, and good field position now for South Dakota.
Another 15-yard penalty against the Panthers. South Dakota with a football next.
Caitlin You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row?
From the logo.
State Farm with the assist. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
So you want to do big things? Walk with us. It's the team, the space, and the place that's going to get you where you want to be. It's USD.
Founded in 1985, the Missouri Valley Football Conference has established a tradition of FCS football excellence. Competing at the highest level of NCAA Division I, student athletes at its institutions demonstrate character, passion, and integrity as they grow as a student, an athlete, and a citizen. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, where leaders are shaped and champions are forged.
(7-0) South Dakota with the lead. Our State Farm MVFC game of the week. Number 1, North Dakota State at number 2, South Dakota. Coming up, that Dakota Marker showdown will be fantastic.
So we'll see. Big opportunity here for the Panthers. Coach Stepsis earlier in the week, Brad, he talked about we need to be a team that responds to negative plays or situations better. How do we respond after a play? You don't get a pass interference. They responded with an unsportsmanlike contact. You can't have that. Now on this drive, how will the defense respond after an unexpected turnaround? This is what Coach Stepsis was hoping that they could be better at. We'll see how the challenge is presented in front of them and how they react.
Jordan McClomb for UNI lost his helmet, has to leave the field for one play. Bauman back to throw. No open targets. Now coming back to the football is Fenner, but the throw down on the turf. Incomplete.
Yeah, again, off-script type play, and Bauman kind of struggling there. A ball that's extremely catchable bounces off of the chest there. Would have been a big first down or near first down pickup, but South Dakota not able to connect, going to one of his go-to guys in Lorenzo Fenner, who usually comes up with that. But a big third down and responding to that adversity. This would be a big momentum boost for the Panthers as a team after a big hit to your ego on that last drive, and now you come back and respond perhaps with a punt.
Martin's in motion. Bauman flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, and throws it away and out of bounds, and it'll make it 4th and 10. The Panther defense comes up with a very critical 3 and out.
Yeah, Bauman, good job of keeping his eyes downfield, but I think, you know, sometimes it's okay to maybe take off with your legs. You never know what can happen. I know it was third down, but I think both of those, the second and third down plays, he could have used the green grass in front of him and maybe picked up some yards with his legs. I love that he's looking up when he's scrambling, but sometimes if you have a lot of space, I mean, just take it.
Able to punt it away. Pressure came. And J.C. Roque takes the fair catch at the 22-yard line. We will come back. More second quarter action as a player's down on the field and a penalty flag is out. just past midfield.
That's not good football. That's just gonna get us beat.
Yeah, it might be on that punt coverage. Maybe Crew Hire was holding his knee briefly before going down on South Dakota's punt coverage.
The officials are talking through the penalty.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, return team number 35. That penalty will be enforced half the distance from the end of the kick. First down, Northern Iowa. Timeout on the field. Media.
Crew Hire being helped off the field. We will step aside. UNI football when we return. 5:32 to go in quarter number 2. The UNI Panther defense keeping this game close. Ryan Crandall, Jalen Pettis, some big plays early on in this first half.
The Panthers defense has been fired up to get their first conference win of the season, and they are keeping the game close and keeping the Panthers in it. Number 4 in the conference in tackles for a loss with 6 per game, and doing a great job today of adding to that. Their pass defense is significantly strong, and they've been doing a good job today. They gave up that 1 passing touchdown, but other than that, really doing a good job of keeping Aiden Bauman guessing out there back in the pocket and forcing the Coyotes into passing situations on 3rd down.
UNI head coach Todd Stepsis hoping to get the offense rolling as well.
After review, replay has determined personal foul, targeting, return team number 35. That penalty's already been enforced. Number 35 has been disqualified for the remainder of the game.
That's going to be.
So now they're adding targeting on Anthony Isley on the coverage.
So that's 2 targeting calls against Northern Iowa. 2 guys kicked out, and I know some people will be like, oh, he's not a starter. This is depth on special teams.
Watch,
you can see right there.
40-yard line.
His kind of top of his face mask goes right into the face of Hire there. And when you don't have depth on special teams, you may have to put a starter on defense or offense onto that special team. That's tough.
Carry straight ahead. Harrison Bay Bowie out to the 18-yard line. Picks up 6 on 1st down in the running game. UNI's success in the run game so far today has been Matthew Sheckelman from the quarterback spot.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and you can really see the offense change as he uses his legs and gets out of the pocket.
Sheckelman, it's a fake screen to the right. Looked like a designed quarterback run straight ahead, and just shy of the 20-yard line. Give him +1 or 2 on the play. Chris Dixon, defensive lineman, stood his ground.
Yeah, good job. The Coyotes all over it right there. And this is why it's so important, Brad, to pick up whether it's first down or second down to get some yards. You get stopped for a loss there. It's still 3rd and short. There's a great opportunity to dig into your playbook and have options. Now they're going with a spread. Nobody in the backfield for Sheckelman, and they're looking to spread the defense out.
And now movement from Briggs Houston, and a timeout taken by the UNI Panthers. 4:15 to play here in the second quarter, and we will step aside. Critical 3rd down coming up next. UNI and South Dakota.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah, oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. Go hard.
Head coach Todd Steps is looking for his first conference win as UNI head coach. His first 2 victories as UNI Panther coach coming here inside the Unidome. Win over Butler and Eastern Washington. Sheckelman trying to convert on 3rd down, gets it to J.C. Roque, and Roque's off to the races. Oh, gets tripped up. Looked like he was going to stay on his feet. Out to the 40-yard line, though, a gain of 19 on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, we talked about earlier on one of the first few drives that the Panthers had, Roque's ability to get in that slot and get short yardage routes and get open. There we go again, dials it up, little box route where he comes across, does a little stutter, little shake route, and Sheckelman able to find him for a first down. What's even better is the yards after the catch. Now you're in business, working towards midfield, under 4 minutes to go. The offense is going.
UNI's first play of more than 20 yards in this football game. Bill Jackson wiggles straight ahead out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down as extra pushing and shoving happens at the end of this play. And it looks like South Dakota's Roman Tillman might get flagged on this one.
Yeah, so now it's the other way around, right? If you're the Coyotes, you can't let them get to you. Tillman, even after the flag, leaning in and still chatting to Northern Iowa. So definitely back and forth going between these two teams. It is a huge game for both of these guys. to get the victory. If Northern Iowa can get a win, it really jumps them up there to mid-level in the conference with the standings with 1, because so many teams are going and battling right now. There's 2 games with 2 teams ranked.
They blew the whistle dead before they threw Jackson to the turf. That may go on Dwan Lewis too. Not sure who they're going to call it on.
And that's just
a lengthy conversation, though.
Both of the unnecessary conducts, on the Panthers' end, the last drive and this one, there's just no need, right? The play is pretty much over, and you're significantly hurting your team. So if it goes against the Coyotes, real advantage for you and I.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 1. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous enforcement. It'll be first down, Northern Iowa. Both of those fouls are the first unsportsmanlike conducts of the game for the South Dakota players.
I don't think I've ever seen this big of a penalty yardage-wise covering college football, but here we have it. Significant impact on the game.
Goes on both Roman Tillman and Dwan Lewis. As you and I now at the 25-yard line. Sheckelman straight back to throw, steps up, has some running room on the right side, and is going to step out around the 16-yard line. Just a yard shy of a first down, but Sheckelman using his legs nicely in this game.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, the Panthers obviously 0-2 in the conference. They haven't picked up a win, but in those games, there's been glimpses of when Sheckelman has tucked it, and you think, wow, maybe get some more time out of the pocket and running. It seems like today, maybe after looking at some of those games, Brad, they gave Sheckelman the green light. Hey, take it if you see it. Much like we saw what Bauman should have done on the last drive. You get green grass, just take it sometimes.
UNI's offense into the red zone, and Sheckelman takes it straight ahead, picks up a first down with a gain of 3. As he has taken some hits in this football game. Nate Ewell in on the tackle for South Dakota. But it's a first down at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and here's where, if you're South Dakota, you need Caden Crawford to come up big on some plays, leading the Valley in tackles for a loss. Number 10 needs to make a significant play to back up the Panthers and kind of kill this momentum. But this is where the Panthers have really struggled on moments getting close to having something big happen. They kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Penalties, turnovers, they can't let that happen.
All right, 2 minutes left. In quarter number 2, we will step aside. UNI trying to either tie it up. They're in the red zone looking for their first points of the game here before halftime. South Dakota in front 7-0. UNI threatening as they are in the red zone. Touchdowns have been hard to come by. Here is 1st and 10 from the 13. There's your touchdown breakdown. Carry to the right side for J.C. Roque. Roque gets the edge and inside the 10-yard line. Shoved out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, this is why you got to let some of your athletes get the football in unconventional ways. I know he's not a running back, and you usually have him on short yardage pass situations running routes, but if you can get a guy that can make guys miss like this, you get him in a jet sweep, you get him a throw out of the backfield like he is a running back, because then that ball is in the hands. And when you have droughts like this, 9 total touchdowns on the season, you haven't had a rushing touchdown since the 2nd game of the season. You need to find ways to get the playmakers the football.
Just 1 touchdown in the last 3 football games.
Yeah, and right here, I mean, Brad, you had a 6'6" tight end. Doesn't have many stats because you haven't thrown him the football very much, but this is where you can turn that around and start getting that chemistry. Derek Anderson, who had a touchdown in the 1st game of the season, he only has 2 on the year, but number 88, throw it high, you got the mismatch, sure-handed tight end, a quarterback's best friend.
3rd and 1. See if UNI tries to get the 1st down. They do. Harrison Bay-Bowie stands up before he gets to the line of scrimmage, and he lost all his momentum, and he stops shy of the line of gain. Decision time now for Coach Stepsis.
We talked about the importance of getting those tackles for a loss for the South Dakota defense, and they came up big right here, pushing back the offensive line. All those white jerseys just taken out by a sea of red.
So a timeout to stop the clock for Travis Johansson and the South Dakota defense. Thinking if they can come up with a stop right here, if UNI decides to go for it. Talk about a critical play coming up.
It really is. You've been struggling getting into the end zone, right? You got South Dakota. They have hopes of, getting back to the FCS semifinals like they did a year ago and beyond. 3 points is, you're already down 7-0. 3 points isn't going to get you anywhere. I think you send a message to your team and go for this right here.
Talk about just 13 points per game, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 in the 1st game, 1 in the 2nd game of the season. 7 passing TDs. Just not much offense production.
Yeah.
And the offense coming back out onto the field for this 4th and 1 at the 4-yard line.
And the beauty of this, Brad, you got to remember, if you're a play caller, Nate Thompson, you only need to get to the 1st down marker. What's your best 2-point conversion play? You don't need to necessarily get into the end zone at all. Have some routes that only get you 2 yards. That's all you need right now to get a new set of downs.
See if they try and draw South Dakota off sides here. Sheckelman up to the line. Barking a hard count. And now a timeout taken by UNI. Panthers trying to get South Dakota to jump.
Yeah, it's a good option there. You try to get them. I still think you need to try to go for this 1st down here and really spark your team, your offense, give them some life like we showed you with the touchdown drought. I mean, that means something, right? They're feeling it. They may not say it in the pros conferences and every time they're asked about it and think we just play one play at a time. But changing that narrative starts right here on a 4th and 1 against a team that is receiving votes in the coaches poll to be ranked, a team that has been on the road, won games. They've been on the road 3 of the last 4 weeks. Looking at a big home stretch after this one. South Dakota is rolling right now, and a team that has a lot going for them. A conversion here means a lot to a struggling offense.
So UNI's offense back out onto the field. 4th and 1 from the 5. They need the 3.5-yard line. Sheckelman fakes the handoff, has a man open in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. The first catch of the season for Briggs Houston is a score.
Beautiful play dialed up by Nate Thompson, the offensive coordinator. Play action. Sheckelman's been having success with the boot, so if they don't fall for the play action fake, they're going to try to attack him on the run because he's hurt him with their legs. And Houston wide open on a corner route, And beautiful throw from Sheckelman. Easy pitch and catch there. And now you've turned your season around, or the narrative at least, that we can't score in the red zone. You did it against a really tough defense in South Dakota.
Houston battling injuries all season long, playing in his 5th game of the year, makes his first catch, and the extra point is good for UNI's Max Bartacek, and we are tied at 7 with a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, just a great job. You could see all the linebackers sinking in, falling for that bootleg play action fake. Nate Ewell running from behind, trying to play catch up after the beautiful play action.
Matthew Sheckelman, his 8th touchdown pass of the season. He has 65 yards through the air on 10 of 14 so far.
Yeah, and you like the way he delivered that football. It didn't loft it, which would have given Ewell some time to get back to that football, which sometimes you see quarterbacks, they want to put some touch on it because they're worried, they're nervous. He had faith and confidence and delivered a strike with just enough touch that it was an easy pass to catch for Houston.
How about a 10-play, 88-yard drive?
Yeah, and you keep your defense off the field, Brad. Give them that rest. That is something that the offense has not done a good job of all season. You put a tired defense out there against those big-body offensive linemen that go 300-plus across the board, and they tire out quickly. They're going to come onto the field fresh now, and we're going to see a high energy from that defense.
UNI has had the football more than 17 minutes in this first half. Both teams excellent in the time of possession category. Oh, and taking a knee and now a hit. That came late. That's going to add 15 yards to that. So now South Dakota with 56 seconds left, they're going to be thinking, let's try and get some points.
You know, I understand exactly why those flags are thrown. This is tough for a defender right there. A last-minute kneel down. That was hard.
Kicking team, number 43.
That's one you gotta maybe just. It's a tough pill to swallow. But the right call. I don't know if there's a rule in the book that says there's a timing component to when you kneel. I mean, he took a knee. All momentum is coming though.
He takes a knee.
It's hard. That's hard, but by the book, right?
Goes on John Powers. He didn't even take an extra step before he hit him.
Sure.
When the knee went down.
Yeah.
To when he hit him, but an extra 15 yards for South Dakota. And Aiden Bauman, red shirt senior out of Buffalo, Minnesota. Number 2 in South Dakota career passing yards, dumps it off, completes it to Jesse Miller, and the tight end gets out of bounds. Right at the 45-yard line, a gain of 9, and it stops the clock.
Yeah, and the beauty if you're South Dakota, usually teams strictly pass, right? I mean, you're averaging 8 yards a rush with L.J. Phillips. There's some opportunity here when you have some time to hand the ball off, and you pick up 12, which he's known to do this season.
Bauman to throw, dumps it off over the middle. It's caught by Phillips, and the clock is going to stop momentarily for the change to reset as Crandall and Langenberg in on the play. No timeouts left for South Dakota. And the clock winds down to 40. Bauman looking downfield, and it's caught by Phillips. And they're going to say it's incomplete, and that stops the clock. Probably a good thing for the Coyotes.
Yeah, right there, stopping the clock, and a big incompletion because they're hovering around that area where they like to put in their long kicker.
Yeah, Zeke Mata. They're probably already in his range.
Yeah, right around that. I mean, if they get an extra 2 yards, for sure in the range to put in Zeke Mata here. And this is a really big down. The Panthers have got to try to get something in the backfield to stop, maybe get to Bauman and get a sack here.
Second down, good protection. Bauman throws into the flats. Once again, it's the tight end, Jesse Miller, tackled in play, though, and the clock will wind, and a third down coming up.
Yeah, big down here. You think maybe they're going to try to get something to the outside. You got to get out of bounds.
Clock down to 15 now. A penalty flag comes out, and a false start on South Dakota with 14 seconds on the clock.
And that's a big mistake right there. You're in field goal range. You feel comfortable with Mata taking a long field goal. He's made a couple of 50-yarders because that's your long kicker. Now this really
offense number 1
puts you in jeopardy.
3rd down.
Coach Johansson said if we can get to the 37, we feel like we can get Mata and get a field goal.
It'll start on my whistle.
Well, they just announced the 10-second runoff due to the penalty.
Timeout, Northern Iowa. That's their 3rd and final of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So a timeout taken by UNI. This would have been the last play of the half, likely, as I think they're out of Mata's range right now. The 40-yard line. It'd be a 57-yarder. He was making 50-yarders with ease, Justin. I was watching him in pre-games. The lefty has a booming leg.
They have him warming up right now, and I think what they're going to try to do is get something quick, a quick out to get them maybe 5 yards, Brad, or they're going to kick it out right now with 4 seconds left. This is going to be his long. Coach Johansson said the 37 is where they would like to get for the longest that they would like to take him. This is 3 yards further than that. We'll check out his leg power right now.
So the holder, Tyler Ebel, the punter, stands at the 48-yard line. Zeke Mata to try and give South Dakota the lead. The kick is away, got away cleanly. Looks like it's got enough leg, and it is good. 3 career field goals for Zeke Mata, all of them from 50 yards or further, and a new career long.
And what can't go unnoticed is the excitement and momentum that now the Coyotes head into halftime. Mata's blowing kisses to the crowd, and it's a moment for the Coyotes where it looks like you're going to go into halftime down, kind of licking your wounds there, and now it's all excitement and pumped up. A huge field goal for South Dakota.
The Coyotes, a 10-7 lead here at the half. The Panthers strike with a minute to go in the second quarter, but Zeke Mata from 58 yards away puts South Dakota in front on the road. Time of the Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week. South Dakota looking for back-to-back road wins. UNI looking for their third win at home this season. Inside the Unidome, South Dakota on the road taking on the Northern Iowa Panthers. We take a look now at a fifth-year senior, his third year with the UNI Panther football program, cornerback Fletcher Marshall Jr.
I'd say the mentality is like no fear. Like it's good on good. I feel like your best can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the mentality you gotta have, and I bring that to the table no matter who I go against. You know, coming from JUCO, I faced a bunch of different talents, like guys who've gone SEC now and doing their thing, and it's just. I feel like the bar has been set so high for me, so it's like I got to raise myself to that standard. I want to at least get like 3+ interceptions. I got my first one against Nebraska last year. That lit a fire. That's like something you can't take away from me. Like once you get the ball out of the air, especially in a big situation, big time game, it's like I love that feeling. So I'm just chasing that high now. That's all it is.
he's far away from home, and that's just a testament to him and the work that he puts in for being so far from home and still being here in the summer around all the young guys and showing these guys how it's done. I really like Fletch as a leader, and he's just a great piece on the field.
You know, he's one of our captains on our corner as our position group, you know, and I've been with him since his first year coming through, so I know more about him, coming from Florida, about his time and his past, his hard times, and we just push through it together, and he always pushes me to be at my best the same way how I push him to be his best. I remember being a younger guy and looking up to the people who was above me and taught me kind of everything I know now, because, you know, coaches, when they coach a player, it's always surface level, but when you get amongst like another player, it kind of like resonates with you a little more. So just knowing that I can impact these guys and get them a step further than I was when I was at their situation, it just means a lot to be a captain for them and be somebody they can look up to. My dad's from the island, so my mom kind of taught me everything I knew, because my dad was still trying to adjust to being life from being an immigrant to now. So my mom taught me everything I know, so I feel like she devoted her life to me. So I just use this to remember her as everything goes by. You know, she's been fighting her whole life with diabetes. She just was strong for me when my grandma passed. It was probably like the hardest time of her life, but she just kept thriving for us and kept putting us first instead of herself. So
You and I up, bro. Yeah.
Thanks to Panther Sports Talk for the assist on that. Plenty more coming up from the Unidome. First half highlights, stats, and we'll take a look at that Missouri Valley Football Conference scoreboard and more. Game here at the half. South Dakota on the road grabs the lead with a 3-point bomb from Zeke Mata. South Dakota school record 58-yard field goal, the second longest field goal in Valley history. And it's a 3-point game here at the half. Let's take a look at our Missouri Valley Football Conference standings as South Dakota State, North Dakota State at the top at 6-0 overall. North Dakota State 3-0 in conference games already. North Dakota also still unbeaten in Valley play.
Right. I mean, this is the SEC of the FCS. 7 teams are ranked as we go into this game in a poll. So this conference, week in, week out, is tough.
Here's a look around the Missouri Valley Conference as Indiana State scored first in the game hosting North Dakota State as the Bison up by 3. North Dakota is rolling on Southern Illinois. They scored early as well. Illinois State at home with a 9-point lead over top 25 Youngstown State team. And South Dakota State, after a win over UNI last week, a 7-point lead at half over Murray State. We take a look at some head coaches in the Missouri Valley Conference. Justin, we have a lot of new faces leading programs in the conference. You think of how many different seasons they have been in different places. The new coaches, 4 of them, all on the left. And the coaches that they're replacing for Johansson, replacing Bob Nielsen, 9 years. Coach Farley, 24 years at UNI. Now it's Coach Steps this area.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4 of those established such a culture at each of their schools, and now those guys are taking over big name programs. Coaching in the Valley, that's a job that you jump at, and that's what we have here. And Travis Johansson, hey, if he wins this game today, that puts him, I think, 6th all-time on most wins by a first-year head coach in South Dakota history. So he's off to quite a good start. Talked about Eric Schmidt. I mean, they're undefeated in the Valley right now. Yep. And Dan Jackson just has himself the number 2 team in the country.
Farley, Nielsen, and Bubba Schweigert all exit, and we're all in the top 4 in terms of longest tenured head coaches. Now Brock Spack of Illinois State at the top of the list. How weird does it feel to see Nick Hill, Kurt Mallory, 2nd and 3rd longest tenures? Can't believe it's already 9 and 7 years for them. 6 coaches, 2 years or fewer as head coach. We will step aside. A 3-point game here inside the Unidome. As still to come, we'll take a look at some first half stats and highlights. All coming your way here on the Valley Game of the Week. Next week, the Valley hits the national airwaves as the Dakota Marker will air on ESPN2 or ESPNU, a rivalry dating back to 1903. And this year, the Bison and the Jacks ranked number 1 and number 2 this year is sure to be an epic showdown as the 2 juggernauts have combined for 12 of the last 14 FCS national titles. Earlier, coming up this week, the network will be determined, and it will be coming to you live from Brookings, South Dakota, Saturday, 8 Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on ESPN2 or U. South Dakota, 3-point lead on the road. The Panthers looking for their first Valley win of the season. Third quarter's right around the corner. We get ready to kick off the third quarter. South Dakota set to receive. Take a look at first half stats. After Caden Pop puts the foot to it and bringing it out of the end zone is South Dakota. Stopped short of the 25-yard line. That's Tennell Bryant on the return, and in that first half. Not what we expected coming in. Just 20 rushing yards for South Dakota, and the Panthers close to 100 on the ground in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, surprising for sure. South Dakota comes into this game averaging over 200 yards rushing per game, and Matthew Sheckelman with 56 rushing yards himself in this game has been the biggest difference as to why Northern Iowa has kept this close, aside from the strong defensive performance from the Panthers.
South Dakota to start the second half. Bauman looking to throw, dumps it off in the flats. Dallas Holmes, the tight end, cut down. Oh, and he looks hurt right at the 24-yard line. He took a shot there on first down.
Yeah, big tackle, diving at the ankles, hitting low, obviously going low, not the target for guys now. You can't go high, so a smart tackle, but unfortunate here to have any injuries on a football play like we just saw right there.
Coming in, it's McClomb, just tripped him up. And
yeah, hopefully Dallas Holmes is going to be okay.
First thought is always a knee or an ankle. Let's take a look at some first half highlights here between these two teams as Panther defense stood strong there. Crandall, they came up with a lot of clutch plays.
Yeah, needed the defense to bring their hard hat today, and that's what they did. Tackles for a loss, pass breakups, coming up big with a sack. Jalen Pettis working his way into getting better and better. The best pure pass rusher, Coach Todd Sepsa says, that the Panthers have. The Coyotes, they came in big, getting a touchdown on their first drive of the game, finding Lorenzo Fenner in for 6 to go up 7-0. But Sheckelman threw his legs and his arm with that one. Houston Briggs, who gets his first collegiate touchdown of his career.
Phillips, straight ahead left side, out to the 30-yard line, picking up 6 and setting up a third and manageable here, as they'll need to get to the 33.
Yeah, third and manageable, Brad. That's a big statement right there, because third down has been tough for the Coyotes. It hasn't been manageable. It's been long. That's why we saw L.J. Phillips Jr. You think, wow, what's going on there? Well, the defense in Northern Iowa doing a good job, but there's been so many third and longs, he hasn't had many carries. Only 5 carries in the first half. This right here, down in distance, allows him to get another carry where he's deadly. He's still averaging over 4 yards a carry today.
Bauman looking to throw on third down and throws it at the feet of Jesse Miller. The Panther defense comes up with another stop. Jack Krebs started to get in the face of Bauman.
Getting South Dakota out of their comfort zone. Third and just a little too much for them to just hand it off to L.J. Phillips. And he still had an option. I think the pressure coming from Bauman's left side forced him to roll right. He had L.J. Phillips on a little bit of a curl screen to his left, but he couldn't see it because he was evading his pass rushers. Great pressure there from the defense of UNI.
So J.C. Roquet back to receive the punt from Tyler Ebel, and a rare misfire by Ebel.
Yeah. This is a guy that averages about 49 yards a punt, really flips the field. This was an error that you never see from him. You have to take advantage now if you're UNI, knowing that this is a gift that we've been given.
This will be just a 27-yard punt as they spot it back at the UNI 43-yard line. Ebel was named to the FCS Punter of the Year watch list. He leads the Valley in punting average, has 2 punts over 60 yards. But just missed on that one. So UNI close to midfield, hands it off to Bill Jackson, right side, gets around the corner and gets close to midfield. A penalty flag comes out on the far side.
Yeah, it's around the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what happens.
Offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty from the spot.
Up there on the edge, on UNI. It's going to back it up there. Tough going, Gavin Proudfoot at right tackle.
Proudfoot, redshirt junior, a Minnesota native. Gets called for the penalty, so instead of 2nd and 3, it backs it up, and it's 1st down and 20 now for UNI.
And we saw 10 penalties in that first half between both teams. That's something I think at halftime that both coaches definitely hope to get a handle on, but here we go again.
Sheckelman zips it out to Roque, but it's incomplete. Out in front of Roque just too much.
Here's where you hope you have a leader in the huddle right now. Guys, take a deep breath. We've seen this time and time again this season with the Panthers. You got some momentum, like that bad punt, you get good field position, and then you're looking at 2nd and 3, but it gets called back for a hold. Now you get an incomplete pass, 2nd and long. You can't let this unravel and keep spiraling if you're Northern Iowa. This is your opportunity, a very important drive coming out of half. Some say the most important drive of the game on both sides of the ball.
Sheckelman straight back to throw. Gets it out to Roque in the flats. It's a one-on-one matchup for a moment. Good extra pursuit coming from Mikey Munn to support Matt Walsh on the tackle. And it's 3rd and 15.
Yeah, long situation here. Definitely going to see some pressure from South Dakota's defense. And you have to be careful here if you're Northern Iowa. You want to try to pick up a big play, but you can't get hit blindside. Your left tackle, your right tackle really have to anchor down and come up with some big blocks on this passing situation.
South Dakota defensive coordinator Billy Kirch showing some pressure. Sheckelman escapes it momentarily. Bill Jackson catches it off the turf and picks up the 1st down. He needed 15. He got 16. And UNI with a conversion.
Wow, and what a job by Sheckelman here. Caden Crawford just bull rushes Derek Anderson here, almost throws Anderson into Sheckelman, but Sheckelman able to evade one of the best tackling edge rushers in the Valley to find Bill Jackson. Amazing pocket presence from Sheckelman to find a guy, keeping his eyes up and finding Jackson out in the open.
And Jackson screaming, feels the new life after starting with the excellent field position. They've overcome that first penalty, and now Sheckelman, oh, he gets, this is neck wrapped up by Chris Dixon, just clotheslined on the tackle.
Yeah, surprising, body bending awkwardly. A great job by the Coyotes getting in the backfield. What a job by Chris Dixon. This is just what the Coyotes need to get some pressure and get Sheckelman in the backfield. Like you said, like a wrestling move right there. You see.
Headlock. Excellent play. Completely legal tackle by Chris Dixon, and now Sheckelman tucks it once again and gets to the 41-yard line. Did the ball come out? South Dakota's sideline is pointing.
Looked like Sheckelman kind of twisted around his backside, maybe bounced off the ground, and then the ball came out, but we'll see what it is. Always want to run to the football, though. Anytime that thing squirts out, you never know what's going to be called on the field.
Sheckelman does not have it, but Aiden Dunn comes up with the loose ball. Looked like his butt was down anyways if they would have gone to review. And heads up play. How about that? Aiden Dunn, backup quarterback, number 10, who's playing wide receiver since UNI's receiver room is so depleted due to injury. Gets on top of that football.
Yeah, they're so down on depth there that Dunn is, and he's had some catches this season when they've thrown him out there here and there, spotting in spots, and so now just more of a full-time role.
Sheckelman wants to take a shot as Tyson Kershaw deep, and it's broken up by Mikey Munn. The ball was a bit underthrown. Great job by Munn to turn around and locate the football.
Yeah, excellent job. This is something a lot of defenders in the secondary don't do a good job of, is tracking the football. But Munn all the way sees it and plays it like a receiver, making sure that Kershaw cannot get to it. At first, it looked like there was some confusion between Munn and Roman Tillman, but they definitely caught up to the ball, partly because it hung up there a little bit and was underthrown. definitely with a big arm like Scheckelman, you'd like to see him put it out there.
So now 4th down, Pettinger in to punt it away. Martins calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 8-yard line. South Dakota's offense will be backed up. They're working with a 3-point lead. 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
From the logo. State Farm with the assist. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
So you want to do big things? Walk with us. It's the team, the space, and the place that's going to get you where you want to be. It's USD.
Founded in 1985, the Missouri Valley Football Conference has established a tradition of FCS football excellence. Competing at the highest level of NCAA Division I, student athletes at its institutions demonstrate character, passion, and integrity as they grow as a student, an athlete, and a citizen. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, where leaders are shaped and champions are forged.
The first football team in South Dakota history, 1889. First game ever, 6-6 tie with Agricultural College, now known as South Dakota State. Darwin Inman Memorial Stadium, a Division II 1986 national runners-up. Program record 11 wins. Joining the Missouri Valley Football Conference in 2012. First FCS playoffs after 6 seasons. And one heck of a season last year. All 4 playoff runs in the FCS level have come underneath the direction of head coach Bob Nielsen. First-year head coach Travis Johansson looking to punch the Coyotes' ticket back into the FCS playoffs. As a first down here for Bauman. And he completes it out across the 25-yard line. And that is Tyson Bose, redshirt junior out of Ohio.
Yeah, 6'4", big body target. His first catch of the game. Able to get one and get close to that first down marker, which is going to make it so much easier for South Dakota. Plenty of time left, and I know, you feel like UNI has got them, focused on trying to stop the run. I think, don't go away from it, right? I know defenses will stack the box against Phillips, but you have an awesome offensive line. Don't let the Panthers defense dictate your play calling so early with games left to go.
There's a jet sweep left side for Tennell Bryant. And Bryant stopped short of the first down. It's going to set up 3rd and 1. As Colbin Miller in on the tackle, Krebs in pursuit.
Yeah, big opportunity here. If you're UNI, you're doing everything you can to make it look like you've got all the numbers up front to stop the run in hopes that they don't dial it up. What I mean when I say, don't let the defense dictate your play calling. You don't want to be South Dakota and you lose this game and you think we should have just given the ball to Phillips more. You want to leave all your cards on the table. Give the leading rusher in the country the football.
7 rushing attempts so far. They fake it to him, throw it into the flats, and it is caught. A conversion on 3rd down. Jesse Miller on the catch.
And using him as a decoy, is just as good, right? Do something where you incorporate him into the play, because all eyes are on Phillips, like this right here. Everybody flowing to the left, and then you sneak out and throw to the other side.
And a UNI Panther is down on the play, out in the secondary at the 43-yard line. So we will step aside. We will come back. More from the Unidome, a 3-point game in the third quarter. .02 to go here in the third quarter. Notable coyotes between professional and amateur sports teams.
Gotta love that.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
That's talking NHL, Division II, NAIA, and out of the junior college ranks, Southern Nevada.
Such a unique mascot name, and South Dakota with the highest level at the D1 level, representing the Coyotes there.
I like the new Yotes logo.
Really cool. I like
the
that.
website, goyotes.com, just to make sure you pronounce it correctly.
Yes, it's a big deal. They work hard. The branding is special, and you want to be known as the Coyotes? We're going to call you the Coyotes.
Make sure it's not Coyote. That's a movie.
No way. But some will say that we missed out on Wile E. Coyote from the Roadrunner series, the cartoon.
The South Dakota Coyote field general, Aiden Bauman, as 1st and 10, over 100 yards passing. And it's been a clean game for him. And here's a handoff, no, fake handoff, another play action pass. Bauman looking deep, and Fenner's wide open. And Fenner with a score earlier takes it in. And South Dakota shows that big play capability. 67 yards for the score.
Electric. Fenner takes off. A big shot down the field. We hadn't really seen it except for the rollout touchdown, which was inside the red zone. But this one right here, and Fenner is a touchdown getter. This guy with 17 catches on the year, 7 touchdowns, and it pays off to block downfield. If you come here to the University of South Dakota and play for the Coyotes, you will be rewarded. Maybe not in receptions, but certainly in touchdowns. Fenner makes them count.
Extra point is good. Fenner with his second catch of this game. How about this? 3 touchdowns in the state of Iowa. 10-point lead for South Dakota.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. So long, dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Yeah. Let's go. You just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah, oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. Yeah. Go hard.
Welcome back to the Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week on ESPN. South Dakota with a 67-yard strike. Lorenzo Fenner with a touchdown reception. Aiden Bauman delivered a dime. 5 plays, 92 yards.
Unbelievable. Saw the coverage he wanted, got that man-to-man, and, you know, kind of when you see the receiver even with a DB, a lot of times we like to say that means that receiver, if he's even, he's leaving. You throw that ball up, and that's what Lorenzo Fenner was able to do. His second longest touchdown of the year, and a 70-yarder earlier in the season. That one for 67, and really opening things up here inside the Unidome.
And that kickoff bounces out of bounds. Will bring a penalty flag up. Take a look at our drive summary as South Dakota.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team, number 39. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Northern Iowa.
So the Panthers get it at the 35. South Dakota in 5 plays. So 92 yards. And they keep faking it to Phillips, but you expect to get the ball a lot. He has just 7 carries so far.
Right, just a great job of you and I trying to bottle up that run, but you can't forget about the pass, and Fenner just riding wide open on that post route and able to make a couple guys miss with some great moves.
Matthew Sheckelman with a touchdown pass in the first half, now under pressure, and here comes Crawford, misses him, and Sheckelman makes something happen as he gets back to close to the line of scrimmage. Now they say he stepped out back at the 31, and an injury back at the 20-yard line. And this looks like Caden Crawford, who's slow to get up, came in with the pressure.
Yeah, he was trying to, you know, dive at Sheckelman's feet there and hit the ground awkwardly on the scramble. And a good job by Sheckelman just to try to evade kind of that, getting that tackle for a loss and get back to the original line of scrimmage as best as he could.
Like as he landed on his own left arm as he's up and walking off of the field. Sheckelman showing some escapability. He did step out of bounds, so it was a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, and because of the pressure, led to Sheckelman, you know, having to do that and get yardage on his own. Unfortunately for you and I, did step out of bounds, so pretty much like a tackle for a loss. And the Panthers could ill afford giving this ball back quickly to the Coyotes after that electric drive, that 67-yard touchdown, playing with a lot of momentum. You give the ball back to them with a tired defense, and things can really get out of hand. This is a vital drive here.
Shuckman dumps it off and completes it to Tyson Kershaw. Very nice tackle by Mikey Munn on the play.
And now you're faced with a tough situation. You know, you want to be careful. Shuckman has, had the tendency to throw some balls into tight coverage, into double coverage and triple coverage, and you don't want him to make a mistake, but you kind of got to let the reins off now. You got to take some shots. These underneath plays down 10 is really not going to be the answer. You have to go a little bit to some 8 to 10 yard routes.
Shuckman rolls to his left, avoids the pressure, throws downfield. Looks like it's caught by Bill Jackson. It's going to be short of the first down, but he does complete it at the 42-yard line, and they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say out of bounds.
Fourth down.
And the Panthers sideline, a couple players pointing as though it was completed.
Yeah, Shuckman was hoping to hit the big shot. A couple of receivers going deep downfield and then had nobody. And going to the sideline.
Does come down out of bounds after he leaves his feet. So Pettinger on to boot it away. And it's Martins back deep to return the punt. And Martins falls out of bounds as he heads towards the sideline. And the Coyotes offense back on the field. 6:14 to play in the third quarter. Bauman 180 passing yards. He has completed passes to 6 different targets. His top target so far has been Jesse Miller, 4 catches for him, 31 yards. And LJ Phillips has gotten involved in the passing game, 3 catches for him for 28 yards, but just 6 carries, 39 rushing yards for the country's leading rusher. And they do go back to 24, and he picks up 3 out to the 28.
Now this could be a real danger zone here for the Panthers with this 2-possession lead that the Coyotes have. Just rest it on your offensive line and let the leading rusher cook right now. Now you feel comfortable. You've got that cushion. You can try to build up the momentum. And already tired defense as we're midway through the third quarter. You've been hammering on them with those big body offensive linemen. And here's where LJ Phillips can try to close the door with some big time runs and gashing the defense. We'll see what the Coyotes style up here, but I think it's going to be riding with the O-line.
And it is Phillips straight ahead. They ride with the O-line. And the leading rusher in the country has enough for a first down, but a penalty flag comes out. And South Dakota starts to walk backwards.
Holding. Offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Goes on Wyatt Lawson, 58, the senior center out of Plant City, Florida.
Now that's certainly something that'll take the ball out of Phillips' hands. If you run into second and third and long, they're going to be forced to throw the football. You know, if the Coyotes can, continue this kind of, game plan, hit teams with the pass. If the passing game is working, you get some sort of a lead. To have the luxury of such a good running game really ices the other team out. You can hold the ball, keep that other team off the field. A lot of passing teams, you can bring teams back in by having to pass because that's your only option, and you're throwing turnovers and getting 3 and outs.
Bauman dumps it off into the flats, gets it to Phillips out in space, and Phillips makes a man miss. A huge broken tackle helps him pick up the first down. 2nd and 15, and Phillips picks up 16 and a screen pass in the flats.
Yeah, it's such a luxury, a quarterback. You throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage virtually, and then Phillips does the rest. It gets 10 yards. It's better than running a 10-yard route where you have to focus on getting the right blocks and the receiver getting open. You just chuck it right out there regardless of coverage and any pressure, and that's what the Coyotes have right now to be able to get it to Phillips in a time of need.
And movement up front. Carson Fletcher was in at running back.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Goes on Jacob Arope. Freshman 300-pound offensive lineman starting in place of Brock Wolf today at right tackle.
Yeah, another big penalty, keeping the crowd in it with some of these mistakes, self-inflicted mistakes. Here's where the defense of the Panthers, they have got to step up. You can't let the Coyotes bail themselves out of bad situations.
Handoff goes left side. This is Fletcher on the carry, and Fletcher out to the 41-yard line. Tackled on that far side by Joe Hall III.
Just good job here. The Coyotes, getting it to a manageable second down. Just a handoff and able to go to the left. The offensive line doing a great job of allowing space, and that is so important because the running back doesn't get touched until he's 4 yards downfield and a full head of steam. That's just hard to stop.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Yeah, both UNI and South Dakota rank in the top 50 in the country in time of possession. How about Carson Fletcher putting his head down? A shoulder pop right at Jordan McClomb.
Yeah, Fletcher laid the boom there. Fresh legs, fresh power. Fletcher comes in and provides a little boost to the running game as well. Just showing that the running game is strong. Obviously, Phillips very special, but to have Fletcher come in with some power as well and able to, get the first down. He's not just a person in there, a seat holder like you see at the Oscars where somebody's just there to make it look full. He's also doing damage.
Bauman to throw out into the flats, looking for Martins. And good coverage by Jonathan Cabral-Martin.
Yeah, great job there. The timing was off on this play. Martin's not able to get to that point where Bauman thought he would be and delivered that ball just a little too far. So huge opportunity here, second and long for this UNI defense. Now they've been hit with a screen to Phillips where he would take it on second and long for a first down and for Carson Fletcher. But we'll see what the Coyotes style up. They've been really liking the play action to Phillips and then hitting their guys downfield.
Phillips back in the game. Behind Bauman, gets the pitch right side, cuts back, gets across the 50. Does an excellent job of staying on his feet and staying balanced.
Yeah, he does such a good job of really never allowing his body to take a massive blow. If you look at him, yes, the Panthers got into the backfield. I think it was Jalen Pettis, but he can't get a firm angle on him, so he just bounces and almost looks like he accelerates because of how he is making that contact. You can see he's creeping up there, averaging 5 yards a carry. The amount of carries is low because they've been forced to third and long a lot, but this one right here, right in the Coyotes' wheelhouse, right in behind that offensive line on third and short.
Phillips went over 1,000 rushing yards on the season in the first half, and he gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage on this third and short.
Yeah, and that's what pressure does. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to make the tackle. By pushing back that left guard, Sam Coles for South Dakota, Coles Phillips had to run right into him, it looked like, and it missed the block. Coles able, because Colby Miller comes right through, barreling through, and Phillips had to adjust his running point, now leading to a fourth down. Great job getting the pressure. Miller burst right in there and disrupted it.
Bauman shows South Dakota will go for it. They fake the handoff, a reverse to Martin's right side, a race to the edge. Coming up with a big hit was Joe Hall III, and he looks short. He needed the 43.
An elaborate play call. Looked at first like they had the Panthers out of position, but wow, what a great job reading and recognizing. And Joe Hall, look at the hustle on this play from Hall, coming from his position out of nowhere to sprint over and keep coming from the other side of the field, track it, and get the hit right before the first down. That was all effort, all hustle. want to show a team that's, feels like the world's telling them they're out of it. You haven't won a conference game yet. You're 0-2. That play right there shows there's always a chance, and Hall may have just saved this game for you and I if the Panthers can get the ball and do something with it.
Coach Stepsis has said the last couple of weeks the defense continues to bail out.
The ruling on the field was a runner was short of the line of game. South Dakota is taking a timeout to challenge the previous play.
So head coach Travis Johansson takes a timeout, and we'll take another look at the spot. They're challenging the spot as South Dakota needed to get it to the 43-yard line, and it's spotted at the 44. I thought this was even a favorable spot at the 44.
Yeah, smart challenge.
Jack Martins
right here
was the ball carrier. Looked like he got knocked out close to the 45.
It's a great job with the effort here. It's so tough. You want to be an official? This is in full motion
right?
that they had to make this decision. This is in replay slow-mo, and it's hard to tell, right?
His right foot hits the out-of-bounds line just after or right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like even
that's where his right foot
if you look at where Martins even lands, he lands out of bounds in front of the marker. So it seems as if he didn't get it.
Of the runner being short of the line of gain on the field is upheld. It'll be first down, Northern Iowa. That's South Dakota's first charge team timeout, and they have lost their challenge for the remainder of the game.
Yeah. Great challenge there. I think real important by Coach Johansson, because the way UNI has played this season, if South Dakota picks that up and scores a touchdown, and you're down 3 possessions, the time it's taken Northern Iowa to score 3 possessions is almost out of reach. Just 10 points, well within their reach if they can get points on the board in this drive after that turnover on downs.
First down carry for Harrison Bay Bowie. Straight ahead, and not much there as the defensive line stands strong. Nathan LePerry, transfer out of North Texas, in on the tackle. Harrison Bay Bowie is a 5th-year senior. Started his career at Eastern Illinois as he heads out, but the last since 2022 has been with the UNI Panthers.
And he's the only running back to have a rushing touch, the only person to have a rushing touchdown on UNI's offense this season.
Checkman back to throw. Throws into the flats and into a lot of coverage. Wow. Incomplete. Boy. Intended for Briggs Houston. And it looked like he had a receiver streaking towards the
2 things
goalpost
on that play. They had Tyson Kershaw maybe for a touchdown. But the second thing, I know Panther fans were upset about a non-pass interference call. This was Briggs Houston doing his best to make sure that the South Dakota Coyotes did not pick off that football. Full grab.
Yeah, could have been offensive.
That was they evaded a big penalty right there.
Instead, 3rd and 7, still manageable. Sheckelman steps up but into pressure, and he goes down. A quarterback sack, and Caden Crawford strikes again. Leads the Valley in tackles for a loss. Adds another one with that quarterback sack. The transfer from the University of Iowa.
Caden Crawford understands the moment, and he brought it right here. Just full force and speed off the edge, keeps working, and when Sheckelman steps up, he just bounces right in there and gets the sack on 3rd down. The Panthers looked like they had something going there, and they shut the door on that drive. It would have been a great opportunity for the Panthers to work back in this one.
Pettinger punts it away. Fair catch made at the 18-yard line by Martins. So the Coyotes trot the offense back out there as we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter. They will have the football when we start the 4th.
Third quarter of play.
South Dakota looking to move to 5-3. The UNI Panthers looking for their 3rd win of the season. Back with the 4th quarter when we return, as the South Dakota Coyotes working with a 2-possession lead. Lorenzo Fenner, the sophomore receiver, with his 2nd touchdown catch of the game in the 3rd. This is our Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week. Crawford with the sack as the defense getting going for the Yotes. Is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The UNI crowd getting cranked up between the third and fourth quarters. South Dakota, though, a 10-point lead and the football as we get ready for the final 15 minutes of action.
The UNI defense has been really bailing out the offense this game right here, and tasked with another opportunity to try to get the ball back for the offense here for the Coyotes.
LJ Phillips in the backfield, just 10 carries so far. It'll be a play action and then a pass to Phillips, who catches it for a loss, and a penalty flag comes flying in the backfield as well. If your coach steps this, you might be tempted to decline it since he caught it for a loss. Make it second down. We'll see what the decision is here. Bigger lost yards if you accept it.
Offense number 87. A penalty being forced half the distance from the previous spot.
No, that'll push him back.
So push it back. 9.5-yard penalty since they started at the 19-yard line. Half the distance to the goal. But it remains first down.
Right here, Jalen Pettis just gets pulled down from behind. Great job getting that pressure, forced the lineman to, just reach out and grab and try to, hope that Pettis couldn't get to his quarterback.
Now Bauman hands it off to Phillips, right side, cut back, and it's close to the line of scrimmage. Did he stay on his feet? He may have bounced off the defender.
The balance.
Out across the 25 on
Phillips.
1st and 20.
Kind of like at a concert, just kind of surfing through the crowd on top. That's what L.J. Phillips said right there. Ride the wave, 24. You can see right here, just keeps going. A heady play here by Phillips. Just kind of, because of the situation, rides right over the top.
He never touched the turf.
Great
elbow down.
Yeah, Jackson Storts was underneath him the whole time. He keeps going and gets near that first down.
And there is a Coyote down around the 10-yard line. Like an offensive lineman getting tended to, but man, how about Phillips? Like a pinball in here.
Yeah, Storts tries to come, but just can't wrap up. He's so hard, because you can't wrap up, because he's slippery, it just leads to Storts falling on the ground. If you can wrap up, then when you fall down, they go down as well. But he's a tough running back to get a solid hit on. That was one of the things that Coach Stepsis had relayed. Just saw, nobody really gets this big shots at Phillips. They get glancing blows.
5'9", 225. UNI head coach Todd Stepsis says, I remember recruiting this kid out of Wichita. I remember he was under-recruited. That guy is a fantastic talent. And for South Dakota offensive coordinator Tim Morrison, he is really pleased that number 24 has emerged as he did after losing Keandre Jones-Logan to injury. Charles Pierre Jr. after 2 games this season. He says, we lost 2 of the most elite running backs in the FCS level, and LJ just simply slid in.
Sure did.
And
6 months ago, he's number 3 running back from the University of South Dakota, and you think that's prime transfer portal, trying to find somewhere where you think you're going to play. He stuck with it, believed in himself, and it's paying off, man.
He said he is a guy who prepared like a starter even when he wasn't. He said just a great example for others. Bauman looking to throw, completes it to Martins. That's enough for a first down out to the 32-yard line. And so South Dakota's offense overcomes the holding penalty. As we begin this 4th quarter, the Panther defense needs to start thinking we got to come up with a stop or a takeaway here.
Yeah, really good. You have to. Tim Morrison, the offensive coordinator, has to be breathing a sigh of relief getting that first down now after they were in the shadow of their own goalpost. And now you can really open things up as an offense, try to really slam the door on a feisty Panther defense.
Bauman, the Minnesota native, hands it off to Phillips. Phillips straight ahead. Gets upended by Crandall, but a gain of 5 on first down. Give him 6 out to the 38-yard line. Offensive coordinator Tim Morrison, an Iowa guy as well. His family still lives up in Waverly, just about 20-25 minutes north of the Unidome, but grew up in Iowa and coached a lot in Iowa.
Yeah, sure did. Grew up in Montezuma, Iowa. Went to Wartburg. Played there under Coach Nielsen when Bob Nielsen was a coach of the Wartburg Knights.
There's a handoff. Phillips straight ahead, and Panther defense was ready for that one. No gain on second down. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, this is where you want to have the Coyotes if you're any team defending against them. 3rd and long. You want to take the ball out of Phillips' hands if you can.
And Owen Ostrowski is slow to get up.
For a defensive injury.
As he came in on the tackle. And Ostrowski, he grabs his knee. You caught it at the end of that replay. A 3rd down coming up, though. 3rd and 4 for South Dakota's offense.
Yeah, this is right on that line for Morrison here. Do you keep going with the run? It's 3rd down. You need to pick up this first. You've been averaging 5 with Phillips. Or do you drop back and pass and risk, a big sack that can really ignite the crowd?
Phillips, his rushing yards up to 73 in this football game on 13 carries, better than 5.5 yards per attempt. Meanwhile, Bauman, his third game with 200 passing yards. Joining the games against Drake and at North Dakota State. He's at 203 right now. The offense needs 4 yards.
Yeah, definitely the biggest play of the game for the Panthers here. A big stop here and get the ball back to your offense is what you need as the time continues to tick down 10.
Pressure comes. Bauman gets rid of it. Martins, it's incomplete. A lot of jersey tugging. Oh, a late penalty flag does come out. This may be pass interference on UNI when the Panthers thought they came up with a stop.
Yeah, UNI brought the house here, left with, nobody back. Basically cover zero here. And so it was man-to-man, stride for stride. And I think he just felt Martins was getting away, was breaking away. A great read by Bauman to throw it out there. He had his guy. And unfortunately, we saw Hall make a big hit before the fourth down a little bit earlier in this quarter. This time, unfortunately, penalty against him. You can see the grab.
Defensive coordinator for UNI, Al Smith, dialed up the pressure, forced Bauman to get rid of it early. But Martins with the jersey tug gives South Dakota very critical third down conversion.
Yeah, great job by Bauman getting the football deep enough to where the defender had to make that decision right there.
Hand off to Bryant on the sweep right side, and Crandall showing some speed at that linebacker spot. UNI's got some good linebackers.
Yeah, they're running sideline to sideline, but Ryan Crandall is everywhere today. Came into the game leading tackler for the Panthers with 52. He's done more of the same today. But, yeah, back to that pass interference, Brad. What I mean by that, throwing it out there. So many times when quarterbacks are pressured, they have to throw up their back foot, throw it out there to evade the sack, and it's underthrown. That ball, Hall doesn't have to grab if that ball is underthrown. A great job by Bauman throwing it far enough, leading his receiver, having that strength, which led to that penalty.
Fletcher in at running back, gets the carry right side, and Fletcher with some positive yards. Crandall holds on, but it's a gain of 6 on first down.
Yeah, still, plenty of time in this fourth quarter, but like we've said, based on how the Panthers offense operates this drive, the Panthers, they've been doing it time and time again, doing a great job against an awesome running offense, but they have to do it again here, asking time and time again to go back to that bank, that well, and give all you got to stop them and force a punt.
This drive started at the start of the fourth quarter. This is the 7th play of the drive, and Phillips gets a yard.
Well, this Panther defense is just playing like rock stars today. A big stop against an offensive line that creates massive holes every week. Now forcing special teams to come out and bring out the punt formation.
Jackson Storts, Ryan Crandall on that tackle on third down.
Kyle's just around 30% on third down. The Panther defense has been stellar on third down today.
Ebel boots it away. Penalty flags come out. It bounces at the 2 and goes out of bounds at the 1 yard line. There's penalty flags back by the return man.
And that area usually not very good, Brad. Could be too many people on the field.
Saw a Panther run onto the field late, and then a Panther started to run off. The coaches held him up and kept him on the field, and that was a 4th and 3.
Yeah.
So even a 5-yard penalty would give South Dakota first down.
Illegal substitution. Receiving team, 12 players in formation. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Results in the first down, South Dakota.
This is something you can see. Coach Steps is fuming mad at this. You have a punting situation. You've got to have some kind of personnel ready And they brought the punter out. It wasn't even, some teams will put a quarterback out there who can punt occasionally where you can get fooled. It was clear that South Dakota was going to punt formation.
And just a huge miscue by special teams. One of the bright spots that Coach Stepsis has talked about after the game at South Dakota State. They forced 2 missed field goals. They blocked a punt.
Yeah, that's tough to swallow right there. One of the better teams in the conference, and you've got them in a 2-possession game looking to get that ball back, and a special teams formation numbers penalty.
There's Bauman. He gets gobbled up. Pettis with another quarterback sack as Bauman goes down. Pettis and Owen Ostrowski. Meet me at the quarterback.
Yeah, sometimes, teams are always looking for sparks when, you're starting the season and you're looking for your first conference win early in the season. If this defensive play throughout this game has not sparked the Panthers team, I don't know what else will. The fight and determination from these guys up front, like a Jalen Pettis today, has been nothing short of phenomenal, and a big sack right there pushing them near midfield.
Jalen Pettis with a half sack coming into this game. 2 of them here today. Carries straight ahead, and Langenberg with the tackle. Pettis is there as well.
It's now even a more favorable 3rd down situation for the Panthers than they had previously, where they stopped the Coyotes. Now it's a strong passing situation for South Dakota. They're well out of field goal range as well.
This is close to where they were.
Where they set the record.
Don't forget about that 58-yarder.
That'd be pretty. That would be pretty amazing if they could try to go for this twice. But to have this again, you got to try to dig deep.
Bauman screen right side. Fenner, and Fenner breaks free and then gets popped right at the 44-yard line. Owen Ostrowski never gave up on the play.
Yeah. We saw him come off the field. He made sure people knew he was back after that big hit there. And so now you just got to hope that the Panthers are ready for a punt formation, which they were not the last time, which forced the penalty and gave the Coyotes that 1st down. Yeah, just trying to dial it up, get Fenner the ball in the open field. The Panthers brought that pressure, and Fenner ran right into the middle of the field where all those big bodies were.
Here is the boot by Ebel, and it bounces at the 7-yard line. A slight UNI bounce down to at the 9. And the UNI Panther football team
on the field
with the football when we come back. Down 7, needing a score, as the UNI Panthers will march their offense out onto the field and try and get this home crowd lit up inside the Unidome.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
Life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
From the logo.
State Farm with the assist. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
So you want to do big things? Walk with us. It's the team, the space, and the place that's going to get you where you want to be. It's USD.
Founded in 1985, the Missouri Valley Football Conference has established a tradition of FCS football excellence. Competing at the highest level of NCAA Division I, student athletes at its institutions demonstrate character, passion, and integrity as they grow as a student, an athlete, and a citizen. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, where leaders are shaped and champions are forged.
The UNI football team, their 2 wins this season are at home, but they lost the Valley opener at home to North Dakota. And Justin, here's UNI's last 6 home games. Just one of those under Coach Stepsis, but there's the last 6 Valley home games for UNI.
Yeah, it's a place that's well known to be one of the toughest places to play, but lately 5 losses in the last 6 home conference games. They got to flip the narrative here. This is a tough 10-point deficit, but a big turnaround to change that momentum and bring the Dome back to that vaunted place to play is needed.
Shuckleman steps up, dumps it out into the flats. This is Briggs Houston, who had the touchdown catch in the second quarter. Takes it up to the 15-yard line.
Now the Panthers have had some chances knocking on the door, but then something big would, put them back as a penalty or a misstep or miscue, overthrow, underthrow, things like that. They need to just connect and be ready for the moment.
The previous play is under review for potential targeting.
So now we'll take a look at this last play for potential targeting. The UNI Panthers with 2 defenders that have been ejected from this game for targeting on the defensive side. We'll step aside, come back, show you what they find out. 17-7, officials looking at the previous play for targeting. We're about to hear from referee Gregory Gumpf as South Dakota's Travis Johansson gets an explanation, is not pleased with it, and they mark off some yards for UNI. And here comes the announcement.
After review, replays determine personal foul, targeting, defense number 3. That 15-yard penalty has been added to the end of the run with an automatic first down. Number 3 for South Dakota has been disqualified for the remainder of the contest.
So here is the replay. Gabriel Hardman on the tackle. Briggs Houston.
Yeah, trying to get out the helmet-to-helmet contact in college football there. I think
Sheckelman scrambling out, gets by a defender, and a huge gain on first down. Sheckelman using his legs is over 50 yards rushing.
Offense.
Oh, this is going to come back.
Yeah, unfortunate there. It seems like every time there's 2 steps forward, there's 3 steps back for the Panthers. What a run there. Scramble by Sheckelman, who's the leading rusher for the Panthers today. Doing a great job, but get that ball across midfield and to have a penalty, bring it all the way back is definitely deflating. But yeah, back to the Hardman. I mean, that's their leading tackler, Brad.
Yeah.
You're gone for the rest of this duration. If the Panthers are to make some kind of progress, you got to think it's because they're without their leading tackler, and that goes into next game as well, that first half.
Big one
Hardman,
coming
if
up.
I'm not mistaken.
And a big one coming up at 10th ranked Illinois State. Sheckelman back to throw. Good clean pocket. Now he rolls to his right, throws downfield looking for Kershaw, and a penalty flag comes out. And it looks like too much pressure from Mikey Munn on Kershaw.
Yeah, Munn was battling Kershaw all the way across the field, grabbing, and then once Sheckelman gave that ball up, they could throw that flag, and the jersey was still being held.
Automatic first down.
So you get one back if you're Northern Iowa after that penalty on that Sheckelman scramble. And Kershaw was just doing a deep over here. Munn trailing him, kind of, grabbing him a little, and then the grab got extra large all over that left arm, where Kershaw just, all his only choice was to go up with one hand because of the grab on the left side of the shoulder.
Mikey Munn, 3 interceptions in the last 4 games, leads the team with 5 pass breakups. His aggressive style of play certainly benefits him more times than it hurts. First down, though, for UNI from the 31-yard line. Sheckelman completes it out to Abe Dunn, and Dunn gets popped.
Good job holding on to the football by Dunn, but what a hit. Great job by Matt Walsh coming up and laying the stick. They're giving up the underneath stuff. They really want the Panthers to throw some of these routes because it's not really threatening.
There's Sheckelman completing it out to J.C. Roquet to the 45-yard line. And he gets tackled by Roman Tillman.
And the one thing you have to hope, if you're dialing up these plays, you're hitting some 8-yard routes, and it's good you're getting first downs, but you have to eventually do some type of double pump, double move. You have to score quick. South Dakota gets the ball if you score, so depending on how you do as a defense, time's going to come off the clock there too. You're in quick mode now, and you have to score now.
Sheckelman over 100 yards passing now. He goes deep looking for Kershaw, just beyond the outstretched arms of the senior wide receiver.
Taking some shots. That's a good one there. You have to stretch out, put some fear into these D-backs. That's when they start grabbing. We saw a penalty on UNI because they're getting beat deep. You need to put that fear into those D-backs, even though it was an incomplete pass. D-backs know if they've been beaten deep, and that creeps into their mind on the next play. You keep going to it, but you can't score if you don't take those shots.
Matthew Sheckelman, 16 for 25, 111 yards passing. Under 6 minutes to go, though. Time now becoming a factor. Sheckelman throws, looking for Jackson, throws it out of bounds into the UNI bench. And it's now 3rd and 10 coming up.
So you'd like to take some opportunities and have some guys running some underneath routes so Sheckelman has a chance when he's scrambling. On a second down, you send everybody deep, becomes a little tough, but to take the shot, I mean, you're going to have to find some one-on-one situations. Maybe the guy doesn't have as much separation, but give your playmakers a chance when you're down 10 with under 6 minutes to go.
Sheckelman throws over the middle, caught by Houston, takes a pop. Big shot once again by Matt Walsh, but a conversion for UNI on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Excellent right there. You get Briggs Houston, and now you get the change in the defense, and this is when you like to sometimes take a shot deep. You got new personnel out there. They're trying to figure out a play. They just got on the field, and you can hit them.
Shekelman into the flats. It is brought in by Houston. A gain of 2. Clock winds closer, down to 5 minutes.
Yeah, you like the hurry up right now when you're down 2 scores and it's under 6. I mean, this has to be like a 2-minute drill for you now because you need to get the ball back and you need to score here. And so you have to have some sense of urgency. Things need to be a lot quicker than they are right now. It looked like they were going to go to the line, then they kind of huddled. This has to be faster if you want to come back in this game.
It was a line change for UNI's wide receivers. 3 new receivers into the football game, and Shekelman's going to go down. He gets sacked. Coming up with a stop, Carter Hooper, the senior from Canada, had a sack against Murray State and comes up with a sack here against UNI.
Yeah, just a great job of pressure here, getting around the edge, and something that was kind of just doomed from the start there from the amount of time to get that line change, the timing of that change when you had the defense also trying to switch out. And now they're having troubles getting the plays in right now as well. As the clock keeps ticking, under 10 on the time clock.
And now a timeout taken by UNI.
Timeout. Northern Iowa. That's their first of the half.
Down 10, the Panthers now with just 4 minutes to go. You have to be thinking score as quickly as possible. And a little problem getting the play communicated in.
Yeah, you'd like to have in certain situations. I mean, technically it's not 2 minutes, but what type of 2-minute drill are you running day in and day out? What type of plays scripted do you have for your quarterback that when a situation, when you come under fire, hey, we're going 2-minute mode, 3 plays. Yeah. Here you go. You got them in your back pocket all the time. So sometimes you don't, if communication breaks down, if the headset in the helmet is not working, you have something to go to. The Panthers were hit by something like that just hindered their offense.
Well, and we saw the big line change too. This Panther team has been decimated with injuries in that wide receiver room. The timeout now gives a little extra time for the starting receivers to catch their breath, and now a timeout taken by South Dakota head coach Travis Johansson, maybe feeling the urgency of this 3rd and 12 as an opportunity to lock this up. We'll step aside. 3rd and 12 for UNI when we return. Here's the list. The University of Northern Iowa wide receivers. This is not all the injuries, just the season-ending injuries so far. Tay Norman, Jaden Ellis, Leahy. They would have been probably number 1 and number 3 wide receiver coming in. Gordon, Morris, Larkin, and Kohler.
It is bad. It's a hurting unit there in the training room. And the biggest thing, we see a number of younger guys out there. It hurts, Brad, in practice, in reps. Your starters are taking way too many reps because there's too many people hurt. And so you're tired during the week. And that goes into the game time in the fourth quarter because you have to take reps. You got 7 guys out for the season. You're going constantly in practice.
3rd down and 12. Shekelman will need to find another receiver on this play or scramble for it. He needs to get to the 33. He has it and more. Slides down at the 28-yard line. Matthew Shekelman, the Panthers' leading rusher in the game, does it again.
He just keeps doing it. Smart play there, heady play. They tried to get a mesh with their 2 receivers. Tyson Kershaw was wide open, but the pressure, Shekelman can't keep his eyes there. He's got to scramble. Great job.
Shekelman going deep, has a man, and it's incomplete. Aiden Price was wide open, and Shekelman just overthrew him. That would have been 6.
This is receiver 101. Never give up on the play, Brad. I know Aiden Price maybe expects the ball to come out at a certain time. He goes down to about 50%, and that's why it's overthrown. You have to go. You have to know that if the ball is in play, you are sprinting. He slowed down because he wanted to check to see where the receiver, where the ball was, where the quarterback was. That was a quick 6, but you have to go full out all the time.
So 2nd down and 10. Shekelman now steps up, throws over the middle. Oh, nice catch by Derek Anderson. Another 1st down. They'll put him at the 14-yard line. That's the captain.
Great hands by Anderson. We talked about him, that 6'6" frame. A lot of NFL scouts love the body frame, love the soft hands. He hasn't been going too much. They haven't thrown him the ball that much, but I mean, coming into this game, he had a touchdown every 7 catches. They need to go to him more, especially in the red zone. This is a prime location.
That's his 16th reception on the season, his 2nd of the day. Shekelman over the middle looking for Houston, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, right there they tried to get a little post corner combo with Houston and Anderson running a corner to the back corner of the end zone. Houston looked like they could throw it high and try to get a touchdown there and a big body throw, but great job defending it. Shekelman right here, you could see coming in, doing a great job with his legs. The percentage on the accuracy, not that great. A beautiful play call on that throw to Aiden Price, but just a miscommunication there with running full speed. But they hope to cash in right here in the red zone.
50 of those passing yards on this drive right here. Shekelman just about goes down, now stays on his feet, and he does. He avoids Mosai Newsome, a senior out of Waverly, Iowa, from just up the road, but he cannot make the entire defense miss. And you and I huddling here, time is of the essence here.
Where is the urgency for a team down 10 with 2.5 minutes to go? Still checking, still trying to get a play, now trying to call a play, and the ball hasn't been snapped.
3rd down coming up. Shekelman out of the shotgun. Looks right, dances around, rolls out of the pocket, looking for Kershaw, and it's knocked away. Mikey Munn on the coverage once again.
Well, now the beauty of being when it's 2 possessions and you're down 10, if you can get the field goal, which they're hoping here, you've got 2 timeouts left. You decide whether you want to go, onside or full kickoff, but you do cut into this and make it a 1-possession game if the field goal can be successful by Bartachek.
Max Bartachek hit a 30-yard field goal last week at 2nd-ranked South Dakota State. And this one hits the upright. It is no good. The Panthers come up empty as South Dakota with the stop.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, Brad. Mistake after mistake adds up. And no, this isn't the reason why the field goal hit the upright, but this is what happens when little things continue to be detrimental to the program, whether it's a penalty, whether it's, a loaf, or lack of, hustle on a play when you're thinking the quarterback, where's the ball, and he overthrows you. It all adds up, and they're seeing that play out in real time.
Max Bartacek was 6 of 8 on field goals this season. And a handoff goes to Carson Fletcher on first down, tackled immediately, and a timeout taken by UNI.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Or excuse me, the 2-minute timeout will take us to a break. The Panthers down 10, come up empty on offense. The defense now has to come up with a takeaway. Welcome back to the Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week on ESPN. Alongside Justin Surrency, I am Bradwell. South Dakota leads it by 10. Their defense held just enough as the Panthers missed a field goal off the left upright. They have 2nd down and 10 right now as Aiden Bauman has done what he has been asked to do today by head coach Travis Johansson.
Yeah, in times of need, the stats don't, jump out at you. He's not over 300 yards, 400 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But when they needed a play, when they needed something big, he was there to make it, throwing on time, making it happen. And that's all you need from a great quarterback, program leader that Bauman is.
Phillips gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Langenberg. UNI takes a timeout.
Northern Iowa.
And that was something, Brad, that Coach Steps has talked about this week, was being ready for the moment. When things are needing to happen, when we have a big play, who's ready to respond? Who is there? And it just seemed like time and time again when Northern Iowa had a gift from South Dakota, something right in their lap, good field position, or a big momentum swing. They just weren't ready to handle the pressure of that moment.
Yeah, it's definitely been plenty of miscues and misfires by the UNI Panthers. Number of penalties, up to 10 over 100 yards in penalties, but just the missed field goal by Bartacek, the most recent one. And South Dakota with 3rd and long. UNI does have one more timeout remaining. Bauman hands it off. A sweep to the right side for Bryant, and tackled immediately by Tucker Langenberg, and another timeout is taken. So a minute 48, and South Dakota will be forced into punting this one away.
Yeah, one good thing that is definitely noticeable is this defense is starting to play with a swagger of a team that belongs in the top 25. I mean, this is a defense that's holding South Dakota, is definitely used to scoring much more points. It's a defense that comes in being one of the top scoring defenses in the country, and they held true to that. They've been ready. They've been coming up with big stops, and a lot of teams will not be able to hang their hat on saying that they stopped the Coyotes on offense throughout the season when Northern Iowa was able to. It's unfortunate the offense wasn't able to, carry on the baton when the defense handed it to them time and time again throughout this game.
Tyler Ebel punts it away. They mark it out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Ebel not having a great game today.
And another opportunity.
That's just a punt of 35 yards for a guy who can usually soar it 60 yards in the air.
This is another chance to respond, though. I mean, it's a gift. If you're the Panthers right now, you're thinking a rushing team, 200 yards rushing, we're not seeing the football. Your defense just gave you a gift now. How will you respond? Another chance. Coach Steps just talks about over and over again. Will we be able to respond?
Sheckelman to throw, dumps it off to Jackson over the middle, and tackled immediately by Wade Abrams, the captain linebacker.
If teams let you hang around, it's one of the worst things you can do. No matter where anybody is in the standings, you can't let teams hang around. South Dakota's letting the Panthers hang around.
Sheckelman's going to take a shot, throwing downfield, looking for Price, and it's broken up. Great job by R.J. Stewart to go up and challenge the play. Just about came up with an interception.
Excellent job tracking the football. A really difficult throw to make. I mean, Sheckelman was on outside of the right hash here, Brad, and he threw that thing almost to the numbers on the left side. That shows you that arm strength. That's why you'd like to see them take some shots. He's got the arm strength to kind of put it away from the defender. And until, recently, now that the Panthers have to let it fly, they've been able to do that. But maybe earlier in the game, kind of establish some of that and put the fear in the defense. That would help them early on.
3rd down and 5. Sheckelman throws over the middle. J.C. Roquet with the catch. Stays on his feet at the 30. Down to the 20. Knocked out of bounds around the 15-yard line. J.C. Roquet coming up with a catch for 35 yards.
Great job here. Sheckelman buying time. The offensive line doing a great job by letting him find his receivers. Look at this pocket. It is just perfect for Sheckelman. He doesn't even have to think about scrambling. J.C. Roquet across the middle doing a great job of catching that ball with his hands and getting some yards after the catch, putting pressure on this Coyote defense late in the game.
J.C. Roquet, Coach Steps has said he is one of our home run hitters. Comes up with a huge catch on that play, and now whistles blow and play has been stopped as the officials having a discussion at the 13-yard line.
During the previous play, the clock never ran. Please set the game clock to 1:11. 1:11 on the game clock. It's still dead.
So it's still dead means that the clock's going to start on the snap as Roquet went out of bounds. So 1:11 now on the clock.
A great opportunity here. Answer the bell if you're a UNI offense. I mean, have this being a must-have drive is an understatement.
Sheckelman throws over the middle looking for Kershaw and just throws it too high. Kershaw had inside leverage. Covering was Walsh.
Yeah, he was able to cross the face of that safety. I don't know. I mean, it's almost the only way that Kershaw could break this route, because the back of the end zone, if you go over the top of that safety, there's about 0% place to put that ball. So you'd like to see more of a line drive to the chest on that as he's crossing that safety instead of high over the top, as if he had a lot of room to run behind him.
2nd down. Sheckelman, plenty of time. Rolling now, scrambles, throws to the corner, and again over the head of Price. And it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, 2 just extremely high throws. Just can't land it in the zone for the receiver to get that reach to the football. Had some opportunities there, and they're going to get another one. We'll see. Definitely some good time back there for Sheckelman to find his receivers. What you'd like to see is, I haven't seen receivers break their routes too much on scramble rules. Sometimes, guys are taught, hey, if you're deep, come short. If you're short, go deep. Guys are kind of lingering around as you scramble, and you'd like to see more urgency from the receivers.
Sheckelman, pressure comes, a face mask, as grabbing the face mask of Sheckelman is Nathan LePerry, the sophomore defensive lineman, as he grabs his head and knows that he's given UNI a fresh set of downs here. That was 3rd down. Come up with a stop there. It comes down to that one last
Personal
play.
Foul, face mask, defense number 46. That penalty will be enforced half the distance.
That'll get them extremely close here to the goal line. And a benefit of Sheckelman doing a great job of scrambling. You get defenders panicking, trying to reach out and grab, and that's when face masks come. Not intentional, but it's just a face mask because Sheckelman is elusive. He's evading the rusher and trying to step up in the pocket. And an easy call, great call by the officials there to get that face mask, turning the helmet all the way around.
Scary, scary play. So Sheckelman with a 1st and goal from the 7. Looking to the corner now, rolls to his right, and he throws it away. If he's out of the pocket, it should not be grounding. If he was still in the pocket, they'll talk about a flag.
Yeah, no real option there. Just smart, not forcing it anywhere. Sometimes quarterbacks, you're down this much and you just try to force it in there, which is a bad decision because there's time here. You're close. You score on the next play, you still get a chance for an onside kick. So great job of recognizing, hey, it's 1st down. I don't need to rush this. Ball out of bounds, stops the clock. We're okay.
49 seconds on the clock in a 2-possession game. UNI needs a quick punch in. And now timeout taken by South Dakota. This will be the final timeout for Travis Johansson and the Yotes. And so an opportunity for both to talk things over here down the final stretch.
Yeah, this is where you like to find your best mismatch down by the goal line, right? And you've had some success with your tight ends. Get those big bodies on a linebacker that's not necessarily great at coverage, and you throw one up and get a quick score.
Well, South Dakota had one heck of a year in 2024 as they made it all the way to the FCS semifinals.
Great season.
Coach Bob Nielsen at the helm, and current head coach Travis Johansson, defensive coordinator. How about 7-1 and a win in the season finale against North Dakota State, as 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns in that one from Bauman. 4th FCS playoff appearance, program history. Sheckelman throws to the end zone looking for Dunn, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, great opportunity there. Dunn trying to dive. He got both hands on it, just couldn't bring it in. Obviously ones you need to have right here when times are tight and the opportunity is so slim to come back and try to win this game. They've done a great job, earlier in this season to Derek Anderson on a post route inside the 10. Look for that big body to maybe find his way in the end zone.
Sheckelman back to throw, looks right over the middle, and Bill Jackson is in an open seam, and it's a touchdown for UNI to make it 17-13. 41 seconds up on the clock, and the Panthers will have an opportunity for an onside kick to see if they can stay in this game.
What a job answering the call. Your defense has been doing such a tremendous job. Gets you the ball back late in this one, and you're able to get down and finally punch one in after having some chances down there but failing. And now just a 3-point game. Barticek knocking it through, and then give yourself a chance. That's all you want to ask for. It doesn't matter how it happens, but did it happen? Now you're a 3-point game with an opportunity for an onside kick to maybe get your first conference home win of the season.
And there are 41 seconds left. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll get you the time, but it is a 7-point game. The UNI Panthers with 2 touchdowns in the same football game for the first time since September 13th. It was a home win against Eastern Washington. 17-14 was the final in that game. And now you think back to that field goal miss, too. Could have been a touchdown to tie it up. Instead, Max Barticek will have an opportunity to try and get a bounce. Him and Caden Pop, 2 kickers, both on the field right there, 38-0.
Got another opportunity now to answer the call with this onside kick. Todd Steps just likes to take one play at a time. This is one right here.
A half bounce and right into the hands of Niall Dickel for South Dakota, the senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, on the hands team. Comes up with the football, and UNI, it might be the other 8. Javion Phelps, senior receiver.
Yeah, great job by Phelps attacking that football, not letting it come to him. He jumped up and grabbed that and got straight down. That's exactly how you want to do it. Sometimes you see those balls bouncing around, and a guy doesn't want to be the first one to touch it, but he showed some aggression there.
Comes down to that play, and no timeouts remain as Aiden Bauman able to take a knee, and the South Dakota Coyotes will improve to 5-3 on the season and 3-1 in Missouri Valley Conference play. Has 2 touchdowns today. He's now tied for 4th on South Dakota's career passing touchdowns list. As take a look now at today's Impact Player of the Game, brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Aiden Bauman, senior quarterback, over 200 yards passing. And he came up with some clutch throws and some clutch moments, too.
He sure did. Coach Johansson called him. He said he's not just a passer. He's a true quarterback, meaning he does whatever he needs to win, and that's exactly what happened there. He wasn't pressing like we maybe saw earlier in the season. He let the game come to him. When they needed a big play downfield, he made it. And he made the defense pay, and that's what we saw. True leader for South Dakota. They had a special one, and to go 3-1 in a stretch where 3 of your last 4 games were on the road, real special. They're coming back to Vermillion, taking on Illinois State in a big one, and they're primed for the moment.
3 home games in a row, all coming up for South Dakota as well. With Bauman's 2 touchdowns, it's his 3rd multi-TD passing game of the season, and that might just get this passing game going and make this South Dakota offense balanced and dangerous.
Yeah, you can see him leading right now after the win, talking to his guys. They're swarming around him, singing the fight song. Coyotes respect this special player that they have, and they're led by a good one to get them, try to get back to that FCS semifinal or better.
All right, home against Illinois State, ranked number 10 in the country, coming up next week. As we say thank you for joining us here. For Justin Surrency and our entire crew, I'm Brad Wells saying so long from the Unidome. 17-14, South Dakota holds on to beat UNI. Don't miss the Dakota Marker on Saturday, April's ESPN2 or ESPNU next week right here. This has been a presentation of ESPN.